All right, we are live here. We got our caffeine going. We have Jack Bauer still in
Jack
bed.
the
It seems
dark.
like. Brakken, tell us about your Red Bull or non-Red Bull.
This is Red Thunder.
Red Thunder.
You get it at Aldi, and it's everything good about Red Bull, but half the price.
Oh my god,
Is
that's
it-
like all the off-brand. I love the off-brand naming.
Yeah,
Red
I expected it to be.
Thunder.
I thought it was gonna be Red Lightning, but Thunder, I guess, does the effect for probably for the waking up of things.
I think there's a Lightning knockoff
Is that-
brand somewhere already.
There's
It's probably
I was
Monster.
I was at Walmart and they had Mountain Lightning for their
Instead of
Mountain Dew.
Mm.
Yeah, I was
Yep,
like,
that's what
that
I'm
makes
thinking.
sense. I can understand what that's going to taste like. So we're here. We're going to kind of go through everything. I figured I was talking to Jack before that we'll kind of scroll through Athlinks, scroll through Instagram.
Colderosa just went live.
Okay,
Is he
that's what he's
on?
told Rich, but yeah.
Is he following the race?
I don't know. I just got a message that he went live.
It might just be him. Did you guys? So I was checking
Listen,
out.
I'm going to be like Woj today, okay? I'm just going to be dropping.
breaking
updates.
news.
Knowledge bombs.
The so I was checking out some of the updates. So I figured we'll go through the map and everything. We'll kind of look at what it's going to be like for the athletes out there. It seems like it wasn't a great situation. Who would have thought that things kind of backfired on them in terms of a lot of noise in the evening? But again, it just kind of goes. What I really like about this event is that it is just even. No one has an advantage on this day. Like, I guess you could have slept at a hotel, but then it's like a 3-hour drive to get to the venue. You could have done that for sure, but then still, like, it's a lot of sitting before a big race. No one's gonna be that experienced in sand. It's hot. It's just so out of the element for everybody. No one slept well. It's even. We're just gonna see.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, it's all terrible. And you know what has been making me feel fantastic? And I guess maybe first we should describe the situation at the venue. Should we start with that before we
Let's
go?
start with it.
Were you guys actually awake, or were you kind of like, oh, this is gonna be a shit show? I'll find out more in the morning.
I went to bed already knowing what kind of show it was.
Okay, I went to bed at 3.5 hours ago, so I've been pretty up to date with what happened throughout the night. So you guys go in, I'll fill in details if you miss anything.
As it is, what is it, Jack, for you? 4:30 in the morning. Thank you for being here.
4:30 a.m. Yeah.
I was shocked when you said you wake up at 8:30 typically. I was like, wow, that is my guy sleeps.
Yeah. Pick your own schedule. So
That's true.
Well, with
I
his
get my 8
pigment,
hours.
he's got to take advantage of the night hours.
that is true.
yeah,
When the sun comes up, not his friend.
it adds up. Yep.
So Brakken, what were you're going on? How would you describe the venue out there?
Fire
Not,
festival.
yeah, like the fire festival's coming true. It was just chaos for what is the night of sleep before a world championship. I guess I should preface this by saying there's been a decent amount of research that has shown that the night before impacts you much less than the week leading up to it.
Mm-hmm.
But still, from a mental standpoint, imagine how furious the racers were, who are already 3 to a tent, not in the luxury tents from what I can tell. And now they have, dune buggy racing, quad racing next door to them with music, a light display all night long.
Yep.
It sounded like I think Magida made a post that said that they were out there until 5 a.m.
I was texting David last night, and he said 5:30 a.m. Basically, they were just honking their horn. It just like revving their engine nonstop until 5:30 in the morning, and then the DJ for the event today at 8 a.m. was like, "Let's get it started!" Right as people finally got like 2 hours of sleep, and he's like, "Are you freaking kidding me?" And I don't know if you saw that video of him with Logan and Mark got dead in the tent. Didn't look too hot, and every single tent looks like that. There's no way that anybody's happy.
No, that's absolutely something that was foreseeable, but I don't think we're going to get into the blame game. I'm more interested in what that does to the athlete, because Rich, you and I had talked with actually a few of your athletes about this race. You're going to be able to write off a large percentage of the field before the start line even arrives.
Mhm.
And I think this just added more to that it's the person who can absorb and dispel all the nonsense and get to the start line in the right frame of mind that's going to be the one who's going to do well today.
So in those circumstances, again, it has to be, I would think that the ultra athletes who are used to working with sleep deprivation are going to be the ones who are going to be less flappable in these circumstances. And Mark Gaudette off of World Championships at Telluride not that long ago, and Ryan Atkins obviously has a pedigree for this, because you can't really train to be sleep deprived either. It's like it does never, you don't really adapt to feeling that way. But there's a way to like kind of navigate it apparently when you're in those moments. So we're going to see. So I would imagine that those people who are ready, who want it to be nasty, who are okay with it, having things not the way that they thought it was going to be, are going to be the ones who are going to be in the best spot here.
How many excuses do you think we're going to hear from people? Do you think that's going to be the most laden
race ever? But that's the thing. It's the same for everybody, though.
Yes.
That's what, if these athletes are making excuses and they think it's just them, Brakken's right. They've already defeated themselves. It is literally the same for every single person out there. So
yeah, I don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure Faith Stenning stayed in a hotel and was driving in with their family last night.
Now, that was my advice to everyone I worked with.
Oh, yeah.
Rent your car, stay somewhere else, absorb the drive, and
break it up into two-hour segments, get out a little bit, something.
Avoid the nonsense. There's the concept of you deal with the unknowns and then you prepare for the unknown unknowns. And these were all unknown unknowns, but you have to be cognizant that it will occur. And the people who are best with the unknown unknowns, you're right, Rich, it is the ultra athletes and the people who have done wild things. So Ryan and Lindsay have done the ultras. John Albin has done all sorts of the ultras. Mark Gaudette not only has done ultras, but he has lived, how many selections has he gone through? At least 2 or 3 being special forces.
72-hour.
Yeah. So, and then with deployments on top of that and being an operator, like sleep deprivation and weird hours and terrible sleep conditions. Yeah. So he's on point with that. Then you look at someone like the people who have handled weird traveling and solo missions. So you got Annie Doobie, who has spent months in South America. You have Miriam, who travels all over the place. Logan just did what?
46 hours, 3 hours of sleep in the podiums.
Fiji or something like that. And
true.
You go down the line of people who maybe weren't soldiers or weren't ultra athletes, but are used to disruptions. Because you say, like, you're right, you can't get used to sleep deprivation. It still rocks you, but you can get used to being disrupted and just kind of rolling with the punch rather than taking it straight on.
This would have been a great race for Killian, or circumstances, I think, as well, if he was here.
Oh, a giant spider just ran across the floor.
So apparently the elite men are off. We don't have any updates in terms of where they are in the race. But ORM had the start line going. Athlinks is not yet up to date. I'm sure Athlinks is going to be top notch. It's going to be everything we can have. And Spartan Race, they have actually been pretty good at giving us updates on the stories at these national series races. They have had, I think the guys from Bro CR Media or whatever kind of doing that. I don't think those guys are out there. So we'll see what it's like out on the course for the Spartan Instagram. But this is what we got, fellas. This is how we watched.
Have you guys listened to any of the ORM or Spartan previews, like the stories?
Oh, this is a really good point. Sorry, that Amber Nelson's making. Kirk and I interviewed Emma, and she did like a 1,600-mile trip across, I want to say the Gobi Desert, but it might not have been Gobi, in high school before she was a true runner. So she has a lot of experience on this style. Now, it wasn't all pure desert running. They actually did a lot of road running, but the fact that she's comfortable with every bit of nonsense that goes along with trying to survive in the desert means that surviving one night of Fire Festival is probably up her alley.
So you guys want to look at the course map? Let's take a look at that just to see what they kind of have an idea of where these.
Oh my goodness! Can I hold this up to the screen?
What do you got? Hold on.
Firework display that was going on in the middle of the night.
Looks pretty sick though.
Oh,
Garfield Griffith. Go to Garfield's page. He's just like taking it in stride, but he's like.
Oh, and what was Garfield?
That was two. Was that 2 nights? That wasn't last night. That was 2 nights.
That was last night. That was last night.
It was.
He's like, me and the build crew have got about 3 hours of sleep the past 2 days.
And Garfield was military.
Yeah.
So everyone's going to be sleep deprived. It's going to be hot. It's going to be sandy. But it's everyone. Like, it would definitely suck to be there and to have to deal with this, but everyone's dealing with it. And I think that that's just going to have to be the case. And we are hearing from the people, the loudest people are the ones who are posting and are showing things. So we don't know the complete story because we're not there. Maybe some people were able to get sleep, but it doesn't really seem like it.
No, I talked with several people and it was not good. Alex Walker apparently woke up with a good strain rating though on our Whoop despite like 2 hours of sleep. So
there is no chance in the world I would ever wear a Whoop before an event like this. No world.
I wouldn't look at it the next day. I'd want to know like 2 days later just to have the data. But, Brakken, look.
This is nice.
Well, look at that, Josh. This is the next wave of people looking to take your spot, Rich Ryan, on the race course.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, Josh. I appreciate it.
So,
Rich, when okay, never mind. Go. No. I'll save it.
I had something and then I think I lost it anyway. So
let's do your course breakdown.
Oh yeah, let's look at this map. Can you guys see this? Okay.
It's a little small, but yeah, I can make it out.
Can you make it a little bit bigger? Well, did you guys get a chance to look at the actual map?
A lot of sand.
It's like two big loops, and it looks like there's penalty loops for almost all of the failable obstacles. Monkey bars, they said the Z-Wall, Olympus, spear throw, I think is a penalty loop. That twister in the middle, it's like monkey bar twister, and then I think there's like some rings on there, which is cool, and hopefully it's long, and I like that it's at the very end of things. So it looks like they're going to have about 2 miles of just running with just walls. Right before the second mile is where they'll hit the first failable obstacle at monkey bars. How do you expect athletes will approach this first little bit of running, this first like 2 miles? You think they're going to scream out because it looks like they go directly uphill, bomb down, and
you
then
can't. You can't scream up that hill. I mean, we've seen the footage. Alex Walker posted, Atkins posted some. There is no screaming up those sand dunes. But if you look, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, at least 5 sections where you hit more of that compacted area.
Yeah.
And at least 3 of them look like they're going to be semi-lengthy. So there will be some amount of compacted running, but it's not going to be a lot. And you're right, it's going to take a 1.5 miles before they hit any of it, which in sand might be a 12 to 15 minute buy-in.
Oh yeah.
Do you think it's just going to be compact? It's just going to be one huge group, or is there a way? Is it going to be so slow and so much work that it's going to be hard for people to really regulate where they are? So just based off of the pace and how fast it feels like they're going, or do you envision it stringing out somehow? Or
I have a take on that. Just think of Jacksonville. Once you get in the water, it doesn't matter how fast you go. You can only go as fast as the person in front of you. I think you're going to have a major clog. Like, I think it's probably smart to not try to burn out on that, but I could see it just becomes like, a pack of 20 people all at the front because you can't really go any faster because the person in the front's sliding. You might be at a little bit of an advantage, honestly, being behind because you finally have some steps made for you that are a little more solid and you're not breaking the way originally.
I think the opposite, actually.
Really?
Yeah, and actually with the same example, Jacksonville was all together until the slop gets hit. And then
I'm talking about once you do the water crossing, that was kind of where everybody bunched together.
In 2019.
Oh, yeah. I
Yeah,
get,
yeah,
yeah. And I
sorry.
don't, and
I should have
okay.
specified the year.
I agree with your logic then, but I actually still take the counter, which is that I think you're going to see a train to start where you're going to be 2 or 3 wide, but like 10, 20 rows deep. And then it's just going to keep stretching. I don't think you're going to you can't have a pack of sand running because there's so much that goes wrong. And where lake running, like waist deep water, is so slow that no one can do it faster without blowing up.
Mm-hmm.
Sand is just runnable enough that fitness is going to separate everyone, I think, kind of quickly. I think you're going to see people. I think it's going to be like the first climb at Tahoe, where it's going to string out the field immediately.
That'd be interesting. And also just thinking of how wide it is, there's nothing that's going to funnel people down. Tahoe's kind of like that too, right? You could probably run 5 or 6 across all like up Tahoe for maybe a mile.
It's going to be a pace funneling.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Do you think the athlete who steps on the ground first and kind of leads the way is going to be at a disadvantage in terms of like you don't have that broken sand for the people behind you?
No, because there isn't something right under the sand in most of these spots. It's just more sand. And so
you're just
like
creating the same conditions for the next person, essentially.
Yeah, you know how you go for a winter run or a really muddy, sloppy race, and you spend the first couple of minutes like really worrying about trying to find the exact best footing, and after you realize, after a while, you're like, you know what? It's just everywhere is bad. That's kind of how this is. People are going to be trying. Like when I raced there, I ran for a while trying to step in clean, and then trying to step in the middle of footprints, and then trying to step on the ridge of footprints, and you realize everything gives.
There's a weird split here on this course where the super course goes straight after like mile 2, and there's like a little tiny loop for the beast, and that's the only.
This spider's so big, I gotta kill it.
Kill that spider. I'm looking at this, and I just hope that they have volunteers out at this spot here so that they don't.
Can you hover over that, Rich? I'm actually having a really hard time seeing the green because I'm colorblind, and that like I see.
It's all the same. It's all the same. It's like the blue is just over top of it.
Oh, okay.
So this is all the beast course. There's a very faint green outside the entire course, which is the trail.
Okay.
So can you see my mouse cursor when it's over this thing?
Yeah, the big. Yep.
Yeah. So
I'm
right
not at
here,
my house, and I can't find where their tissue is. I had to just kill it with my feet.
Oh, I thought you went bare hand with your toes.
Yeah, I had socks on, but
Okay. Yeah.
man,
It's dedication.
it was like 3/4 inch long wolf spider.
Oh yeah.
They better know.
We've
Send a
got
message.
plenty of those in Colorado. I don't know if you remember that, but
I did a 9-hour drive yesterday to get down here, so
oh yeah, you're in Tennessee, right?
Franklin, Tennessee. And so I messaged our good friend Nick
VJ.
Riker yesterday and say, I'm here. Let's go for a shakeout. He goes, VJ just rolled into town. Let's all run tomorrow.
Why is everybody hanging out in Tennessee?
All 3 of us. You got 2 of the best to ever do it, and VJ Jones are all going to meet up tomorrow.
The 2 of the best bald OCR athletes of all time.
2 of the 3 best.
Yeah.
It's like we saw Robert Killian out in Tennessee. It was great.
What are the odds that me, VJ, and Nick Riker are all in the same town in the middle of Tennessee on the same day?
You want to talk about sleep deprivation? VJ he drove 30 straight hours with Rich Diaz because Rich moved from outside of LA to Franklin, Tennessee. Just finally closed the house. He's officially moving in. So
it's part of the California exodus. That's why people.
So they were just trading off, driving, a few hours at a time, just all the way through the night, 30 straight hours from California.
Yeah, so apparently the women are off now. Still nothing on Athlinks. So, yeah, someone asked if Athlinks will give splits, and typically, yes. Usually, Beast, it's like 4 to 5 different spots on the course. They will have some sort of timing mats. I don't know if I have never followed a race in the UAE, but usually Spartan races, they do have timing mats where we can kind of get splits. And that's usually how I watch these things. And
it's the same thing in the UAE as it is in the US. Like I've looked at the Middle East, North Africa champs and a few of the other races that the athletes have been there. And it's the same deal where it's like, you'll have it at 50 minutes and then another one at 2 hours, 15 minutes. It's like, oh, well, something happened.
Yeah. So we might not have a real update and nothing on on the website, on Spartan's IG either. So not quite sure what's happening yet. But Jack, who were the top vote getters for? Did you get a chance to crunch the data?
It'll crunch it in live time. It just won't have the duplicates removed. So that's the.
I did at least 3.
Okay. Do you want me to just pull it up? I'll share my screen real quick.
No, I mean that's
okay. Here, I'll refresh it. I'll just, I'm not gonna read like, oh, this person has 2%. I'll just be like, all right, 90% of people are picking Akin Alvin, and here's who has more of it. Is that what you're looking for?
Yeah.
Have you seen Dave Watson's outfit?
With the scarf?
Let's put this up for the crowd.
Looking sharp.
I mean,
that needs to be a meme.
He looks like Dennis Quaid in Flight of the Phoenix.
Not familiar.
Yeah, sorry.
There's a deeper dive. What a man.
All right. So, real quick, who do you think are the top 2 vote getters for women's first place?
Lindsay and
Emma.
And Emma.
82% Lindsay and 11% Emma.
Wow.
I would have thought it would be higher for Emma a little bit.
I mean, you figure she's done what, 2 of these things? In one race, she had 100 mistakes. In the other race, she had, not as many and was able to win.
Like a rookie, though.
Right. You figure that she will kind of come back to the mean there, and there might be some mistakes in this on a race like this with this type of field, and it would be unforgiving, right? Like she's not going to make up a ton of ground on Lindsay if she makes a mistake here.
Yeah. She's got experience winning everything. So second place, you've got about 10% voted Annie, 38 Emma, Ida got about 10%, Lindsay 16.
Oh, thank goodness someone agreed with me taking her like second overall.
Yeah. Serious.
Yeah, it was a bold pick. Better ends up being better than the Woods pick. So
okay. I messaged Woods. I was in line to get an oil change and my emissions checked so I could drive down here legally. And I sent the message, and 3 seconds later my phone was ringing. He picked up, and I probably said 20 words over the next 20 minutes. He just ranted. He was furious, and I feel so bad for the man.
Mm-hmm.
What did he just it just didn't come through on time? Like it was completely out of his hands?
Yeah, totally out of his hands. And he'll have, I'm sure he'll go on ORM and talk about all of it. And I'm not going to share it all because some of it's
right.
It's his story to tell.
Yeah.
But the nuts and bolts are that he got a test he got a test Monday night and Sunday night, just in case. And by the time his flight came around, the Sunday night test was now no longer 48 hours before it had passed the window, and that result still wasn't back. Oh. And on his way to the airport, the new result still wasn't back. Jeez. And he eventually just didn't have time. Like it never arrived. So by the time he got back to his house, he said both tests arrived within a minute of each other at like 12:01 a.m.
Like that feeling of just hopelessness. Like, yeah. What do you think that was like in the moment where it's like, wow, I might actually not go? Because you figure everything's going to work out, right?
And he said he started to like scramble. So he found an instant test, like one of those rapid results where you can get it in 15 to 20 minutes, but it was a 30-minute diversion from the airport, and there was traffic. And he actually he made an appointment on the phone on the drive there and started diverting to that. And then he eventually was sitting there in traffic and realized, I can't get to both. Like I won't have time, and my other test still isn't coming in. And everyone was asking him questions. Why didn't you just like get the next flight out? Because of like you get usually one free switch these days, and that's the part that he's really frustrated about. And that's his story, and I can't get into that one. But the point is, like, he did it right. It was out of his hands, and he was talking about how brutal this training block was for him to get in his 43-year-old body, like to respond and to get to his racing weight and to be ready, man. But that he's fit. He said Sean Roberts is living in Boone now, and they've been doing all their speed work together. And Wood said he's running workouts that he hasn't run since his mid-20s. And on Thanksgiving Day in bad weather, he went and did a 4-mile race with 250 feet of vert and ran 5:07 per mile.
So we have an Athlinks update, but it is just of the starting line. So 14 seconds. Everybody's kind of all in their same spot. So
I'm looking good so far.
So far, so good. Yeah, I'll have to pull up the. Let me just share the Athlinks real quick. We can kind of get back to the map.
I don't see John Albin at.
Sergey is in 26th place, Jack.
Wow,
that's not third.
He's already like 18% behind the leader at the start line.
Oh my god,
that's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a lot hard to make that up. Does pull it up. So this is what we're gonna be looking at for the most part. Here is what is going to come through for Athlinks for the people who are watching. They usually will give us updates here. Like this is just the start, Matt. So this is about 27 minutes on a delay.
Did you see the first woman?
No.
Lindsay.
Oh, does it?
Lindsay, then Miriam, then Faye, then Emma. We've got a barn burner already in the women's field.
This is going to be a race.
Tight. Rich, did you explain to the thousands watching around the world why we're doing this pointless stream here?
Not.
Like, did you preface this, or are people like waiting for?
I think some people do think it's going to be a live stream, but it says Athlinks Watch Along Extravaganza, which this is, and that's what we're doing. This
is the group chat that the three of us have every frustrating U.S. National Series race, and the chats that go back and forth. And we knew that everyone else would be just as frustrated, so we thought we'd give people some time wasting as we all commiserate on the terrible coverage.
And that's exactly, I was like, we're probably not the only ones doing this, trying to check this out, trying to see what's going on, trying to sort through things. Yeah, so it's a communal feel of just not knowing what's happening and just speculating and just hoping that the coverage kind of comes through.
Yep. So this sand running, the way it starts, have you two raced in sand?
Only
Sand Dunes National Park.
There's a 10-mile race at the Jersey Shore at Sea Isle, Captain Gallagher's 10-miler, but it's like right at the break of the water, so it's not deep sand. So that's really my only experience in it. And like, there's one part where we have to cross the deep sand to get to the boardwalk, but maybe it's like 20 yards. So, and that part sucks, but the rest, no.
So one of the phrases I've kept using leading up to this is that like you don't have a choice, and that it just exposes you. It rubs your fitness raw right away, but you do have a choice in how fast you move on it still. It's still not quite that waist deep water. You can actually make a choice to get out too fast in this. And if it's World Championship and someone has nerves, you still can see. Like, my assumption is the standings at mile 2 are going to be really close to the standings at the end. But you still will have some people that can get out faster than their fitness. It's tougher to do. It's costlier, but you still can. Like you have, let's say in a flat race, let's say Jacksonville, for example, you have like 2 or 3, maybe even 4 different like effort options to use. And you can really greatly exceed your capacity. Here, I think you've got like 2 gear options to use, but you still have 1 more than you maybe should use. So we still will see some people get out hard and blow up.
Like, how much different is just like your easy run pace? Yeah, like you're saying. So like you're essentially saying, like, in a race you'll have like 5K pace, 10K pace, like your threshold, like all these different paces that you can kind of lean on during these races. Here, is your easy pace not that much easier than your race pace? Like,
easy pace, you're like plotting kind of, but it's almost like you're broken down to like a 5K pace and a threshold pace and easy. That's it. Like, to go faster than threshold puts you right into the really intense working, but it's early enough in a race. There's enough juice flowing that you can misconstrue the 2 early, or you can choose to do it. My second race there, I was trashed for the sprint after the super, and decided I'm just going to get out harder on this one. I'm going to crumble either way. I want to get to the first gauntlet first. And I was able to get a different gear going, and it left me thrashed, but I at least still had the opportunity to choose another gear if I wanted to.
Right. To establish your position to kind of run a race that you wanted to run. Okay.
And everyone over there at the time was bad at the spear throw. So I wanted to get into the spear and out first before they all, because you get a lot of those, again, Moroccan and Algerian, North African runners. I wanted to get out of the spear before they missed theirs. So hopefully I could be out of sight by the time they finished their burpees and started running 5-minute pace on the sand again. So again, like the choice was there early. Later on, it's not.
Did you hear Lindsay and Ryan, they were asked earlier kind of about their experience? I think it was on Faith Stenning's interview about their experience running on sand, like the days leading up to here. And Lindsay said that her heart rate just skyrocketed at trying to get into that comfortable pace. Well, Ryan seemed to adjust a little bit more, but Lindsay's was definitely like this takes a lot more out of you to maintain the same effort level, like what she perceives as easy. Like her heart rate was still way higher. So I think that's going to throw a lot of people a loop.
That's what I mean. I wouldn't wear any of that stuff. Like just, it's not going to translate.
Oh, no. I mean like, oh, let's go on a conversation or run.
I understand. Yeah. But like, there are definitely going to be athletes who are going to freak out.
Pace. Yeah.
It's what is the worst night before a race you've ever had? Like, have you guys had truly terrible nights and then raced off of it?
Nothing that is like necessarily memorable, but it's just always bad. You know, like there's been definitely bad, like uncomfortable type of sleep often. But nothing that I can say, nothing like a Batress before Asheville situation or anything like, or like Logan before OCR World Championship situation. What about, do you have a story for it?
I'm sure Brakken's are way worse. I'll just get mine out of the way, but mine was in Philadelphia before that stadium race a couple of years ago, Rich.
Nice.
And
yeah, I remember you said it was bad.
I took a Frontier Airlines flight, which I normally do. No big deal. Shouldn't have expected much, but I got into the airport at 12:59 a.m. It was supposed to land at like, I don't know, 8 p.m. or 8 p.m. So it was like 4 or 5 hours late because there was some thunderstorm in Denver to start. Got there, basically sprinted off the plane to try to get to the shuttle. Missed it by like a minute. And then I had to wait another 30 minutes because it was late at night and they just didn't run it frequently. Ended up getting to the rental car place and the guy literally fell asleep in the bathroom. So we couldn't get our rental car. Like everybody was super pissed.
What?
Yo,
like the guy, what guy? The guy working at
the guy. And like he comes stumbling out like 20. He was probably like doing drugs or something like that in there.
I was gonna say, did he admit that? He's like, oh, sorry, I was just sleeping in the bathroom.
He's like, oh no, sorry guys, I was just in the bathroom.
Smoking drugs.
Yeah, smoking drugs.
Classic Philadelphia.
Then got to the hotel. The front desk gave away my room. And he's like, I do have one, but it's a smoking room. And I'm like, oh my God. All right. So I did that. Ended up falling asleep at like 3:45 or 4 a.m. and then woke up at 5 for the race. But it was just a shitty experience. But I know everybody has stuff like that happen, but that was a really bad one. Your brother's had some bad ones, Brakken, from what he told me. He has. I think it was like Oakland or San Francisco that he like slept under a bridge or something.
I don't think he slept under a bridge. I think Josh Swanser slept under a bridge in Boston before the Fenway Spartan
That might have been. Yeah, it was a stadium race in a big city. I remember that.
But Macaulay actually in Dubai, his first race, he was the poor broke college student at the time. So I booked his flight. I spotted him and he would pay me back if he won prize money. But because I booked with mine, he had to take my ID and my credit card with him because you have to check in with the same card you use both for rental car and for hotel. So he was traveling as me, not the flight, but for the rental car and hotel. And when he got there, Dubai airport was under construction and he had to just hang out there. And he had miscalculated the time zones and he only had like 6 hours until the race. So he didn't have time to go to the hotel. And because they were under construction, they wouldn't take debit card. They only had credit card or one of the two. Their machines weren't reading it. So he couldn't pick up his rental car under my name anyway. So he had to like find a taxi who would accept a card and then drove straight out to the event from the flight and raced. So that was bad. But I think the worst I had, I was when I moved out to not moved, but when I went out to Colorado the first time, Jack, the very first time I drove out by myself, maybe it wasn't the first, but Warrior Dash was having their first world championship that year.
Oh yeah, I
And
went
they're
up
putting
there.
on big money,
In
and
the
you had to
start
run a
of,
qualifier.
oh,
So on the way to Colorado, there was a Warrior Dash in, I want to say, Iowa, and it was the last qualifier I could hit before the California Championship. So I drove 10 hours that day, maybe 11.
for a Warrior Dash, how funny.
Well, I was going to Colorado, so I detoured for just 1 extra hour, and my
Yeah.
plan was to sleep at the venue because it was out in the middle of the sticks. So
Yeah.
I get there and it's locked down. They won't let anyone in, but they said there's some public hunting land that has a gravel parking lot up the road, and it is probably 10:30 p.m. and it's storming. So they give me directions, but this is back and I'm new to like a smartphone. The batteries aren't good. It's already dead. So I try to find it. I try for an hour. I can't find it. So now it's 11:30. I can't find it. So I decide just to sleep on the side of the road. So I am in a Volkswagen Jetta at this point.
Quality car.
Loved it. And it was the TDI, the turbo diesel.
Oh, wow.
So
Is this when they said it was diesel when it wasn't diesel?
this was when it was good. This is the
When it was
last good
actually
year.
diesel.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is their pretty model. So I pull up to the side of the road. Again, it's been storming all day, really storming. And I pull to the edge just to get a little farther off the edge in case some good old boy comes blaring down the side of the road. And the side of the road just kind of like gives out and my car slides down into the ditch sideways. So I'm stuck. So I'm still not thinking great, and my phone's dead. So I get out and I try pushing as hard as I can, but I'm not going anywhere. And I have my OCR shoes on to try to get traction in the muck, and I can't get the car pushed up out of the ditch. So I take everything off except just my shorts because it's pouring, and I don't have that many clothes along, and I don't want to soak them all. And I run back to the venue to find the workers to try to tow me out. And it's like a 2.5 mile run.
Oh,
and
God.
I get 2 miles down and a car's coming towards me. And so I get over to the side of the road and I'm running. I'm probably running tempo pace because it's so cold because it's just storming. And now it's probably close to midnight and it's a sheriff.
Oh,
And I'm like, oh my goodness, thank goodness. So he pulls over, I go up to him and he thinks that I'm drunk.
he's probably pissed.
Hey,
He's like, I'm going to help this guy.
ditch,
He's like,
bro.
I'm going to get this guy out of society right now because he's
He-
harmful to the people here.
Because in my mind, I now have someone that can help me. In his mind, I wrecked my car in the ditch because I'm drunk. And as a result, I'm running shirtless down the road at midnight.
It's like this man is going to jail right now.
So I finally convince him that I haven't been drinking.
Was he tested? Did he test you? Did he give you like the touch nose?
No, he just talked to me for a while. And
You
then
could tell.
so
Yeah. Probably smell
he
it.
he brought me back to the car and he said, hey, here's the deal. Everything's closed. This is the middle of nowhere. The only tow truck that services this area is a good hour away. And I know the person it is. It's not like a real company. It's just a guy who does it. And he's not going to answer at this time of night. So I can either bring you to the station and you can hang out all night there, or you can hang out in your car and hope that a passerby comes by. Like, you know what? At this point, I just need to
Hitchhike?
sleep. No, like that, because it's all country that someone will just pull me out with their truck.
Oh, they'll have a truck. Right. Okay.
Yeah. So I chose the car option. He drove me back, didn't take me to the venue because he said, I can't take you there. I can't, like, I believe your story, but I just can't drop you off at a venue and leave you there. So he brought me back to the car. I ended up trying to sleep but the car is at like this crazy angle. So I had to put my arm and like wedge myself onto the arm rest to keep myself from sliding back. And now it's probably 2:30. And I got up at 5 to try to start flagging people down. And eventually someone pulled me out at about 6:30 and I
Wow.
drove to the start line and I raced at 7:05.
Did you win?
How'd you do?
I have never felt worse in my entire life for about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the body kind of came back around. But anyways, all of this goes to say that
What, did you
people
win?
Yeah, because it was a
Yeah.
Iowa Warrior Dash.
Let's go. Come
Got
on.
my qualifier. Went to
Don't,
Worlds.
don't skip
Won a-
over that part.
won a
that
few grand at
detail.
Worlds.
Come on now. Yeah.
But
Beat
jogging,
Hunter in the
jogging my warm up felt like my entire body had been replaced with concrete. And so when these people get to the start line who have had constant nonsense, not only do they have to run uphill in the sand at first, but their body just might feel terrible for like 10 minutes until it shakes the rust off, and they have to stay mentally on it until that rust is gone.
I think that that's the case, right? If you start to think, oh, I'm racing poorly because I slept poorly, like then you are going to race poorly. But like you'll forget. You know, I've never gone into a race and after having a poor night's sleep and being like, man, I'm doing terrible because I didn't sleep well. Like that may have been the case when I reflected or before the race, like, oh, this isn't going to go well because I didn't sleep great. And you know, you're definitely not going to be optimal, but from whenever I'm sleep deprived that way, I can't feel it in the moment unless I'm thinking about it, you know? So like you can still race to the best of your ability. It might be, you know, 98, 96% of what you could potentially do, but I don't think it's like, I don't think it cuts your performance in half.
I've got another bad example for you. You guys saw the original Space Jam, I'm assuming. You remember when the Monstars, like, they go and take over everyone's powers, and then, you know, Charles Barkley sucks at basketball, and
Muggsy Bogues
Charles is
there.
the best scene.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's like, wait a minute, you're still Charles Barkley. Yeah, the one where he goes to like the pickup playground thing, and it's like, you're not Charles Barkley. But yeah, it's like, you know, you're still the athlete, and then you eventually get your talent back. You might suck for a little while, but I feel like, you know, the first 10, 15 minutes of this race, people are gonna be like, oh, I'm so groggy. This isn't, you know, I'm not able to handle this. And then you just kind of return to yourself afterwards.
Yeah, that should be done in the warm up. You got to get that out.
Yeah.
And if you need to warm up longer.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
And it's good to remember that, like, you had done all these things before. Maybe not this exact preface, but we've all had workouts where the day was terrible or the night was terrible, and you still get the workout done. So it's the same kind of thing, but they have to get through that 5 to 10 minutes of feeling like a shell of yourself before your training kicks in without totally just like taking a flyer on the race.
This is why you need to do those workouts on days that you feel like crap.
That's right.
That is true.
So easy to skip it. Be like, it's cold today. I don't really feel like it. I'm gonna push it back till 3 days from now when it's warmer. Like,
right, and that's one thing that's hard, especially when it is something you didn't sleep well, maybe you're feeling a little sick. It's like, where is the balance between what's going to be good for you in these instances or what's going to be bad for you in terms of like your recovery and staying sick? It's like that balancing act, but you really do have to kind of.
Oh, guys, we have an update. Ryan Atkins leading 51 minutes in.
Oh yeah, here we go.
Gregory Basilico. Who I picked up.
You picked him up?
Yeah.
Well, remember, I tried to pick him up, and Jack said, "Oh, you want him? I'll take him."
No, Brakken was trying to take 3 in a row, so I'm like, "No,
you were trying to take 3 in a row. That is true.
Yeah, my team was ravaged.
That is also true.
So does I know. But
so this is sandbag carry, which is
Gregory Basilico is that guy who's run like a low 30-minute 10K very recently, and he destroyed people on a beach course in the Netherlands. He won all 3 trifecta, or I think it was only a beast and a super that were elite in October. I watched a couple of videos of him as well where they've got just like, it might be Thomas Blanc, who does a lot of the European races, just the cool following along coverage. And that guy, Gregory, just, he is so smooth and fast. And I was like, this guy's got potential. I don't know how he's going to hang on. It's a long race probably, but he was my
First of all, I love it.
Yeah.
But second of all, what have we never, ever seen at Spartan World Championships?
Sergey's in the mix.
We have never seen Ryan Atkins in the lead at World Championships.
True. And
he's never been in the lead.
Yeah.
He's never tasted the lead.
Wasn't he ahead of Albin?
When?
Because I thought he missed a spear and he did burpees, and that's why he fell behind Albin.
Maybe that. So since 2014, he has not been in the lead at a Spartan World Championship, and he is early, and he has a gap. Now, Sergey does not surprise me. I don't think he'll finish here, but he is the most comfortable racing here out of any foreigner.
Yep. Totally agree.
Ian, maybe.
Maybe. Like he might, and this is something that he hasn't done in the past at World Championships, is he's kind of tried to run his own race and let it come to him. But I always thought that was a mistake that he made. So
Yeah.
Ian Floyd, hold up, I'm giving him a shout out. Hit his 50+ miles at World's Toughest. Went out there and took care of it. Moved all day, all night. Hammered it. He did what they're going to have to do here, which is he smiled through the whole thing. Yeah. He embraced how bad it was going to be. So Ian, way to get after him, my man.
Shouts to Ian Floyd.
Rich and Brakken, I'm going to mute myself real quick. I'm going to try to watch some. Artyom Tochka. Yeah. That guy, he got like 8th or 10th at OCR Worlds. I want to say, where's he from?
This is like right at mile 5.
Yeah.
Right after mile 5. So we're not quite halfway through. Brakken, do you think there's going to be much like how, if you were to bet, and this feels pretty strung out almost like this.
My Athlinks isn't updating. Mine still only shows 2 people.
I'm going to mute real quick and try to watch some stories. You guys keep talking.
Oh, you're East Coast though.
I'm closer to the UAE than you are.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's traveling here.
So I said the results at 2 mile very well could be the result at the finish, and I still believe that. However, I personally in the UAE led a race an hour 40 into the race and then crumbled. So because of this sand, like I said, you still do have the ability to do more than you're capable of early on. Approaching an hour is starting to get to about as long as you can handle it before you start to have gaps form in a negative way for you. But look at this. We have 1 North American, and then we've got the world.
Yeah, we have 5th. Nikolaj is Damas through. Jeremy Gachet in 6th. Wow,
look at the gap already.
This is crazy.
You have a 4-minute gap 1st through 6th already.
These athletes are all by themselves. Every one of them is by themselves.
No one has a partner to run with. What's the smallest gap here? 30 seconds?
Between Atkins, yeah, it's like
27
27. And then here is another, 21 between 2nd and 3rd. And then it's over a minute.
Minute, 30 seconds.
Luca Piscolderone, 8th.
35.
This person who I'd never heard of. No athlete from the United States has come through a sandbag yet.
So I'm going to, now this could be wrong. We know that, right? There could be more people up there.
That's true. Like that is worth noting that it doesn't always pick up where.
For example, our last race that you and I ran together, my brother's Athlinks still, like 4 days ago, showed him that I had won.
Right.
So,
this is fair, and this is something that we're doing here. We're just speculating, and everyone in the group chat's also speculating. It's like, where's Albin? Haven't seen him. Don't know where he is. Like, he wasn't at the start. Is he racing? He might be racing. We don't see him. Is he out? Like, is his chip messed up? Is the sand do something to that? But we don't have any
statement and then a question. The statement is, let's just assume this is all accurate. If this is accurate, I'm going to say that it's over. That there will be no Americans on the podium. You can't make up 5 minutes. That being said, I don't believe it's accurate.
I can't imagine it's accurate.
Was there anything failable up to this point that people had to take a penalty loop, which a 1/4 mile penalty loop here is going to take way longer than in West Virginia?
That's what they said. They wanted it to be about the same. Like, how long would you make a penalty running loop to match burpees? 2 minutes?
If you want to match burpees, it's got to be minimum 90 seconds.
Right. So what we've had so far is just monkey.
Jack messaging on Instagram. Let me back in.
I didn't realize
you can't just leave and get back in.
Oh man, I accidentally refreshed this page instead of Athlinks, and I was like, "What the hell, guys? You guys are just ignoring all my takes." But yeah,
I didn't. Dang. Oh, you were talking. Okay, so we got more people. Jesse Bruce is back. Is in 15th, way back. Igor Belezov.
I'll new. I've never seen his name before.
Nope. And do you know who is in the guy in 9th? Beneguz
Bendix Kiev. He's a Czech or a Slovakian racer. Like he does a lot of races. He's usually a little bit behind like Peter Ziska, who has a lot of podiums.
Okay, so Mark Gaudet in 18th. Albert Saleh in 20th.
16th.
All right, that Ihar Harbino, he's a really good runner. But he's also done a couple of races where he just blows up.
I have the guy who I dropped, the Othman Sathi, who is the one person who I dropped, is like probably the best position here.
Mark Gaudet is 7 minutes behind Ryan.
That is shocking.
Crazy. Like, do you think
where's John?
I don't know.
There was definitely
any of the videos.
There was speculation on him being there.
No, he was there.
No, he was there.
Yeah, no, I mean at the start. Yeah, they were saying he was at the start. I don't know. Our homie Ugly Dave has a take saying, he's looking that same way. And is he that kind of like, I didn't know from when he was saying those things to ORMs, like how much is it just downplaying things? I don't really know what kind of dude he is, where he's just like, ads.
He's not he's not an excuse maker in that he like needs to, like, there are some people who have to air their laundry beforehand, and there are some people who aren't confident. John just is going to be the person that scoffs at the people making excuses. And so if he's saying I'm sick, then he's actually letting you know I might not even race.
Yeah, that's true. But Josh Chase was saying he was at the start line. Sean Stevens, Whale in 22nd. Oh my goodness. Our scores in fantasy are going to be like in the 90s.
Oh yeah.
We're going to really need these women to come through.
Let's see if there's an update. They're probably not quite there
because
yet.
they started 30 behind, and you're only about 10 minutes behind Atkins at this point.
Yeah.
So this now appears to be accurate.
Now we're seeing the names that we didn't see, that we were thinking like, oh, maybe this isn't right. But
first of all, this is really cool.
This is really cool.
Second of all, I already feel bad for the people who make the podium, who are going to have the biggest asterisk ever applied by the OCR community, and undeservedly. The race itself
the United States community.
Yes. The race deserves a strange asterisk, but the performances do not. Not at all.
Yeah, I think that's fair, but they're still going to get a nice little payday. It's $20,000 for the win.
Yeah,
that's awesome. That is actually amazing. What is second and third? Do we know?
2-1. 500, 250, something like that.
Where's Ian?
Haven't seen Ian.
Did you get your check yet for Citi Field?
No, dude. Are you serious? That was like 2 weeks ago. Like, I haven't gotten it from DECA in September. So if you spent that money already, you might need to fill it back, take some out of savings or something. That's not coming.
I spent that money getting there and home.
Yeah, right.
There's not a whole lot of prize money getting thrown around, but $20K for the first place, that makes it worth Firefest one night. Actually,
Absolutely.
2 nights, 3 nights. I think they're stuck there for 2 more nights.
I think it's going to be so fun after this race, like the team race tomorrow, just being like to hang out. Can you? What's like the alcohol situation?
None.
Yeah, like what is it? What is the
no
culture
public indecency?
So they can't like. There's Thomas Buell, Richard Heineck, who was my number 2 man taken off the board.
He's only 11 minutes off the lead.
That's doable. That the last climb that they're gonna have to do that might take as long as the whole race leading up to it. If it's taking this long, they're at 5 miles, and Richard Heineck, one of the best OCR athletes in the world, is at 62 minutes. You figure it's not going to be an even split to the back end, and they had that huge climb at the end.
It's going to be a 2.5 hour race.
Yeah.
This could be the same margin with Nicole at Tahoe, where she's 2/3 faster than 15th place or so. At this rate, it just looks like Atkins is pulling away so much compared to everyone.
Ryan's through barbed wire crawl now in 103.40. Look at that. I finally got an update ahead of you. I never even got the second update, but I got the third one sitting here.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Any female splits yet? We didn't.
There wasn't when I just checked. Barbed wire 103. So would that take him 12 minutes to get there?
Okay, so 103.40. His lead, what Sandbag was right before. That's probably why he had such a gap. So he had about a 27-second gap. Let's see how big of a difference it is on Basilico, and then about a little under 50 seconds for Sergey.
Oh, the timing that's usually before or after a carry like that. Will they put it like right at the carry start? They usually put it at the end, right? So he didn't have a huge lead there.
Sandbag carry in the sand is just brutal.
And there's two of them. Do you think this was a double?
No doubles.
I thought Garfield said that for sure there was a double because we had this conversation.
Two separate ones with pancakes.
Okay. How does the pancake change the strategy for carrying the thing?
It just conforms to you.
It's a little
you can put it wherever you want it. The only person it hurts are the people that like to put the weight across their whole shoulders. Mm-hmm. But the one shoulder running with a pancake is like, it's money.
I've found if with that, like I'll start to kind of grab it and like grab the fabric on the pancake and like accidentally use my grip. And so I see like that's what I was worried about with the double. If there was going to be a double. Okay, we have two. So Gregory Basilico is in second still.
20 more seconds.
20 more seconds. And Sergey's
about 10 on Sergey.
About the same.
Sergey's closing down on Gregory.
No, it was about that, wasn't it?
It was just under 50 seconds for Sergey versus Atkins and 27 for Atkins versus Gregory. So they're about to maintain the same.
No, they're not. Do that math again.
Wait, Gregory and Sergey, I thought were like now
16
they're 16
seconds
apart. I thought they're like 21. So
16,
technically he's making up ground.
Right, but even more so, Gregory's losing ground from first.
16 versus 19. Sergey is losing less ground relative to Atkins,
And Gregory's watching himself lose ground while Sergey's slowly reeling him in. Jack, I hate to say it. Yeah. You may have been right.
Yeah. Do you remember that? I think reality hit you when I sent that Richard Heineck thing after. You're like, oh.
I was still not convinced.
No, it didn't. Don't tell me when reality hit me.
I'm not convinced until he crosses this finish. You took personal offense to our response to that pick.
You guys called me, and a couple people commented in Discord and stuff. They're like, "Oh yeah, Jack just getting shit on for a shitty take," and I'm like, I think I know what I'm talking about. So it just
you do, but I just feel like my only role here is to play foil to you.
That's true. You do a good job at
it. There needs to be a. Who are the what do they call? Is it First Take still on ESPN? What is it? Or is it a different show now? I don't really watch, but there's like with Skip, and then there's the other like the two people who are just combative back and forth.
Stephen A. Smith, he's
Undisputed.
Yeah.
So
we still don't have a woman update.
Let's see if we have anybody.
18.
There's Ian in 33rd. Eugenio.
Man, that's
Bianchi, I think we did take.
Do you want me to temporarily score things? Just see how.
I absolutely do.
Do it.
Yeah,
it's going to be
in like the triple digits easily. This Brakken, this could be what you're looking for. You could make that comeback. Or Rich, I guess.
Yeah. No, I have.
You know what makes me feel good?
I don't need big scores. I just need to win.
Is no matter what happens, I can say, listen.
It's bad. Your first round pick tore his ACL in a fantasy football draft. That's what basically happened to you 4 times. But
yeah, I replaced my quarterback, my running back, and my wide receiver with kickers.
Yeah.
That's essentially how I feel this race is going.
In all fairness, 3 of your substitutions were 8th round or later, so you didn't plan on them scoring top 7. But it is.
Listen, I believe in every one of my teammates.
Yeah. Still nothing on the female end. So let's get back over to the male. So we got 4th place came through Artisom
Tochka, Belarus.
Don't act like you're like, oh yeah.
So Rich, has your FOMO officially left?
At this point, I'm probably having more fun here doing this than being out there. I'm sure it's miserable. Like imagine being Ian, right? He's in 33rd. He got 5th place in 2019, 4th place at
World.
At OCR Worlds 15K. He's in 33rd right now with a bunch of athletes. He has no idea who they are.
Running with, in his mind, a bunch of yahoos and another staring down the barrel of another hour and a half of this misery, and he's only losing ground.
He is a strategist, but like I'm guessing this wasn't part of his plan. I'm going to go out there and say that he wasn't thinking that this was what was going to happen here.
Based on ability level and like performances through the years, there are a lot of people who are in front of people they shouldn't be ahead of, and it's totally because of the sand.
I was looking at this like, oh man, like Sean's in 22nd. That's tough for him. I figured he'd be better, but like now looking at it and like Mark being in 18th, I was like, now it's like, oh, he's actually doing pretty well.
Like Albert Soleil in 20th place. That doesn't happen. Logan Broadbent in 16th. Igor
Jesse Bruce 15th. Yeah.
Did anyone pick up Jesse Bruce?
I did.
Rich did.
Good job.
Thank you.
He just did a.
I don't even know my roster.
I've got it if you want. Here, you guys read off the places because I've got Excel on one side. I'll just temporarily score it. Let's see what it is through barbed wire or sandbag, whichever one we have the most complete stats for. Because those 4 right there at Nikolai, who picked Nikolai up? I think it was Brakken.
Yeah.
Did you end up taking him, or did you get like the? Yeah, I didn't know if you did this. You took like the.
I can't.
Both for the
I don't even know anymore either.
So Atkins is in first. Gregory Basilico's in second.
Yep.
Sergey's in third. I don't think anybody picked the person in fourth. Artisom Tochka. Nikolaj Dam is in fifth.
I should have taken Jeremy from you like I said I would, Jack.
I know. Jeremy Gachet's in sixth, but you dropped him, right, Jack?
I did for Basilico.
Okay. So that
and then I picked Jeremy up and dropped him for Miriam.
Yep.
Which, that's fair.
TBD.
Obaid, which nobody picked. Obaid Lunami.
I've never seen his name in results before.
He's from the UAE. Or maybe he's not. No, he's not.
Not sure.
ARE, Arab Emirates, probably.
No, UAE is United Arab Emirates.
Luca in 9. I had Luca as well, so I've got
Vinegar's
in the top 10.
Ives is it's pretty solid. Then Mohammed Al Hassani, nobody has. Gregor's. I'm not going to do the Polish names. No one has Othman. No one has Peter Singa. Igor Belazov. I think
that's me.
That's your top guy right now.
Moscow, New York, USA. That's interesting.
I've never been.
14, 15.
Jesse, Bruce, and Logan's in 16.
That was a rich pick because you got him.
16 started to look really good.
I know.
Yeah. 18 for Mark Gaudet. I just hope he's got the grit because he does.
He does.
That was Brakken, right?
Yeah. Sean Stephen was away. That's me.
What place? 21?
22nd. He'll work his way up.
Yeah.
He puts in 100-mile weeks regularly.
Yeah.
Really?
Crushes them. He is a
with vert, right?
monster. What's that?
With vert.
Mm-hmm.
Keep going.
These are people we don't. Thomas Buell,
27. Heineck, 28.
Suck it, Jack.
Yeah.
Bianchi. Does somebody have him?
I do. Hold on. 32 for Bianchi.
So that's your 5, right? You have 5 in right now?
Yeah, 33.
I have 33.
For Hosick.
And now these are names. This would probably be like Rich Ryan in here, Brakken Crocker in this part.
At this point,
Jack Powers are rolling in.
The only one we're missing is John Albin for men. And Jeremy Gachet. Where's he? I missed him.
Oh, he was way up there.
He's up high.
I thought he was 9. Around 10 to, yeah.
I thought nobody had him.
It hurt me to drop him. 6. Yeah.
6th.
But I knew Basilico. That was my man.
Let's flip to the women real quick.
I just got a text from a number I don't know.
Nice.
Atkins is getting passed now.
No way.
It's gotta be Basilico.
That has to be
Sergey.
Dude, you're getting catfished. Or what is it called when they when you click on a link and they take all your information?
Just fished.
Just fished.
Oh, it says it's from an African prince. Oh no! Next message. It's Dylan Scott.
Dylan says Albin's in second, making a pass, Atkins
Albin?
molded spear. That's what we're hearing. Albin.
I'm okay with that.
He's going to get
Scott.
DQ'd for not having that timing chip worn correctly.
Yeah.
Spartan's got to find someone because Woods didn't make it.
Ask
So you got
Dylan where's he finding this info?
Yeah, Dylan. Dylan and Josh are coming through with this info.
Jack, get your own source.
Get my own. I did. That's how I found out how everybody was here. It's me.
Listen, I don't live in the past. Josh Chase texts Albin's there. He's passing Atkins. How long is this pass taking?
Yeah. Well, it is.
He's bump drafting.
So yeah,
I'm on the Spartan Arabia.
He said check Cole DeRosa's Instagram.
All right.
Cole DeRosa's on his.
I just got a text from Tamara, VJ's girlfriend's mom, and apparently Ida's coach is on Ida's Instagram, so she'll be following the women's race.
Oh, okay. But still, it's like
everyone's sending a message now.
Oh boy! See now we've opened it up.
Oh, Cole is live. Yep, you've got it. Oh, Albin just wiped out if he's in the white just before the bottom.
Oh, he's actually live. So they're back at the main area then, right? Before they head back out for the second.
Look at the YouTube chat. CJ DeRosa is live with all the info.
Oh my God. You've got Atkins 15, 20 seconds behind Albin again.
My goodness.
I don't know who the heck is going uphill, but they're not looking happy.
So there's 3 of them right now?
Yeah, Atkins looks like he's leading. There's someone with Foreigner in second.
Who's 4?
I'm not gonna know who any of these people are. Like
that's Jeremy Gachet right there.
By visual,
in the glasses, that was Jeremy Gachet.
Atkins is Albin's either 3rd or 4th on that stream. On this stream,
right. I'll just give him. We'll just do a duplicate 3rd. I'll let you keep.
Is this the halfway point? Is this where they just came through the middle ground and now they're heading back out?
So it's right at mile, like 7, in between 7.5.
Albin's in 3rd. It looks like whoever's in 4th is dropping back, unless that was like a.
Should we pull this up?
Oh, look at that bear crawling up that hill.
They're literally bear crawling. Jeez.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Whoever's in 6th place is bear crawling up this dune.
This is insanity. Let's see if I can pull this up.
Who's
actually?
I hope Cole stays on that view. Ooh, Kirk DeWint joined, so he's watching. You want to bring
Kirk.
him?
You know what this looks like? Hell.
Yeah, it actually does look like hell.
Like you would be stuck running this race on loop for all of eternity.
Oh,
that would be Hades.
Can you guys hear that?
Jack, nice to see you.
Yeah, finally turned the light on.
No, we were just haunting this place up until this point.
All right, I'm pulling up Cole's footage.
Okay, we've got I want to see where the women are at. We're still only at the 18-second mark.
Oh, there's someone doing burpees. That'd be so miserable right now.
Is the volume coming through on your end over this?
Yes, it is now.
All right, these athletes climbing all up and down the dunes.
Here's what it looks like live, yeah, because I can barely hear you guys.
Yeah, we're still right at top 10 male elite.
I don't understand. It's where
but look at that hill. Look at that hill up the other side.
It's not all about brute strength. It's about your tech.
So CJ DeRosa's
MVP.
Where to go? Yeah. So he's streaming live at the.
Spartan's about to deport him out of the country for streaming this live.
Yeah.
See how easy this was, guys? One person with a cell phone who has their own race.
I'm gonna pop this in the chat for anybody who wants to go over and follow. I mean, he's only gonna be able to do a little bit, and so he's able to catch people coming through the rope climb.
Backwards hat, Albert Soleil in the black. That's a bad outfit choice in the heat.
You know what? Myth.
I always feel it affects the heat.
If you look at the Bedouin and a bunch of different tribes over there, they'll wear black robes. It's more about air movement than it is about heat retention in the clothing.
Oh, you mean the color? Like, yeah, I think that's a little overblown as well. Like, it might be scientifically true that it would attract, but I don't know how much it's actually gonna take out of you versus anything else.
How depressing is that? Looking up and you're like, oh, well, they're only at the top of this sand dune. That's got to be a 5 to 10 minute climb.
That is just outrageous. All right, I'm gonna bring the Athlinks back up. I'm gonna look for some women's results.
Yeah, let's
They weren't as of 2 minutes ago.
God, they're
Crazy
actually
world.
crawling. Oh
All right.
my God.
Do you guys
What kind of
men's-
grade do you think this is? Do you think it's
Oh, that's the incline right there. That's 40, 50.
Yeah, it looks like almost 50% plus it's
oh
soft.
my God.
Did you see that guy standing? He just literally turned around and just,
This guy's on hands and knees. That's not efficient.
That's you mentioned what it's like to run in a dream. That's what I feel like I'm doing when I'm running in a
Okay,
dream. I get on my hands and knees and crawl. I'm going so slow. Look at
So this is what I was talking about when I said crack. Like there are races where you break apart and there are races where you crack. This is cracking. Like when you just have to stand still because you can't move through it anymore, there are going to be people who bleed out just like dozens
whoa,
of
look at
minutes.
that guy's arms. Holy. That was, I think, Igor with the white hat and the blue shirtless. There's Logan. That's Logan Broadbent right there.
And there are
Is that
your quads get so smoked from that type of crazy descent. Look at them stagger into the rope climb.
This is like looking at this climb on the second way up. Like, is this? I've been like excited that this is fair and it's even. I think it is, but also, is this appropriate for a championship race? Like, this seems like an agogi. Am I pronouncing that right? That seems like what should be done at a venue like this? Something that is really going to test you and put you outside of your comfort zone. Yeah, there's Logan.
Joe DeSena is so aroused right now.
He's so excited. He's like, oh my God, yes. And I mean, but like, yeah, that's looking at this now, that's what would probably make me upset. Not the sleep deprivation, not like that. It's just like, oh, okay, there's no room for fitness here.
yeah.
Almost. But the top two guys are the most fit right now, I don't know.
Here's how I would decide a world championship site for Spartan. I'd bring Joe into a meeting. I'd have a list of sites, and the ones he got most excited about, I'd throw out right away.
They're out.
And the ones he's like, oh, come on, that's just a race. All right, that's where we're going.
Yeah. We're going to Jacksonville. Is that Gaudette?
Yeah, it's like,
That looks like his running form.
yeah, I think Mark.
Someone just commented on Cole's stream, show the burpee zone, please.
I think this is a penalty loop.
All right. Logan
Said the only person ever in a race.
Right.
Stop showing them running. I want to watch the burpees.
Maybe just to see where they're at.
Okay, let's see
Oh,
what
look, I think that is Mark going up, and he's.
And it is a burpee.
So
It is a
Mark,
burpee.
Mark runs the incline. So for him to be power hiking this just shows you how steep this truly is.
Right away too. He is
He looks good on it compared to a lot of the other people.
Yeah.
like, and there's guys there. He could probably run. He could make some ground up. They're way up there.
Now, what percent of this performance do you think is, oh crap, I didn't get a lot of sleep, or the sand just sucks?
It's
I think-
all everything together.
I think it's 95% sand just sucks. The people are they're probably going so slow that they probably are able to now start thinking about how terrible it is and how bad they
Mhm.
slept, because it's probably hard to stay engaged in this race. How freaking terrible this seems.
Yeah.
I need to run to the bathroom, guys. You keep talking.
This is
I mean,
bad.
it's we've all been at that point in the race where you're having a terrible time and someone ahead of you starts crumbling and you start
Yeah.
racing well. Like that's what this is. If you're the one who starts crumbling, all you can do is get negative. And if you're the person that's passing these people, you're like, there is nothing cooler than the sand breaking everyone down around me.
Rich, what'd you do? Just pee in the corner? That was
No,
so
I
fast.
got up to go to the bathroom, and my wife went in there the minute I said I
Oh,
needed to go.
I was like, Jesus, your house is unsanitary or something. But yeah.
I move fast.
Yeah.
Oh, so it is burpees, huh? That looks terrible.
Oh, okay. That guy looks like he's taking sand out of his shoes. We haven't talked about that before.
That might be something as well. And
He doesn't
Brakken,
look like he has gators. Oh,
you spoke to us
that's
a little
bad.
bit about the gator situation. I saw some people were wearing gators. Did you guys see Emma Cook Clark's gator get up?
Yeah, she like to put
She like nails in it.
super glued Velcro, and then she was pinning
Yeah.
it so that it wouldn't have any loose areas. All right, coming down the hill.
Now that was temporary. That was just the mold to keep the Velcro stable. That's not how she was doing it.
putting the forming in essentially.
Yeah. Yeah, this person's So that looks like a UAE athlete who's wearing flats,
Oh yeah.
and he just dumped half of a beach out. Oh, look at this. This is so terrible. You know how you get the barbed wire crawl uphill?
That's Logan, and he was on his stomach, just not moving for a second. Holy crap.
People are going to have heat exhaustion, bare minimum.
And where are you going to get shade?
That's the thing. I got it my second time there, and I was miserable for about 48 hours. Afterwards, all I could do was put a T-shirt over my head.
Yeah,
That's all I could do.
Murph at the CrossFit Games in like 2016 or whatever that year where everybody was dying because of the heat exhaustion. Heineck coming down. Heineck is on the rope climb. Oh, man. He was a heavy favorite for a lot of people. Oh, come on, Cole. Video ended.
This is just wild.
This is bad. I'm going to look up Ida.
The more I see this, the more I think that John Albin is going to, and that John and Ryan go 1-2. The more I watch, because they are the two best power hikers I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Have you guys seen Rich, pull up Ida Matilde, her page?
To share it?
Yeah. Because her last four or five stories are from her coach.
Okay.
And you can see it's only the beginning, but you can already see separation about 10 women or so.
Okay, hold on. So the live stream ended. Cole's like, oh shit, I gotta get to the start line.
Yeah.
Oh, someone got out, huh?
Hold on, let me pull this up. Let me pull this up. All right, so we're gonna.
Is it Emma and Lindsay? Will they just run away from the start? Is that what we're thinking?
Emma's gonna try.
Ulrika.
Lindsay's gonna second half it.
Ulrika and Yoey Bolin. Go to a couple stories before this, Rich. I missed
Before it?
Yeah.
Did I miss it?
Yeah. Those couple.
Here?
Yeah.
So this is at the first wall. Oh yeah, so there. I mean, it's pretty packed. I see
But
Amy
they're already
Cross up
powered.
there. Oh, there's already 3 or 4 up already.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got a little bit of stuff. Wow, it's just sand. As far as we could see, sand.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there will ever
Aaron's
have
here.
been
Hey,
less fun had on course.
Edith's coach looks like a boss. Well,
Real recognize real, Aaron.
Yeah.
Still no female update.
I mean, if they started 30 minutes behind and the most recent update for Atkins was 103, and that's probably 10, 15 minutes ago.
Oh, I got updates.
For women?
Emma Cook
Look
Clark
at that.
and Lindsay running together. Miriam in the mix too.
Yeah.
All three are together.
Everybody's running together.
Single file.
That's my
Wow.
podium. That's my podium.
So this is actually.
I mean, technically,
this is
it's
more,
my podium.
This is more chalk
Yeah.
than not. You know, like then the men's race was just completely blown up by this point. We're like, we don't know who most of these people are.
So
On the
this
women's
is
side-
terrible. I mean, this is fantastic for Emma. She's leading world championship in her first year, but it's terrible news that she wasn't able to gap Lindsay in the first hour because now we have these dunes coming, and Lindsay has to be the strongest power hiker.
That's a good point.
Unless Emma has that game in 2.
She might. She might.
And Miriam's got a fantastic mountain engine.
She also won the Middle
Miriam
East
did well.
championship.
What is that?
Yeah, and she did well at some of the Golden Trail races this year, like
beat
big mountain
Lindsay, I
trail
believe.
races.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a superior mountain runner
Yeah.
historically.
And the thing that is really working in Miriam's favor, and she has like a 200 steps a minute cadence, and I think that's probably helping her a decent amount until you have to go uphill, I guess. But
I'm
Now,
confused.
we talk about all the time old man strength. Well, Miriam has whatever the female endurance athlete version of that is.
Annie Doobie in 4th,
Nice.
2 minutes behind, minute and a half.
I might just go 2, 3, 4 here. The women are going to save me, Jack.
You go 2, 3, 4.
I'm not
That'll
liking
put you in
this.
a good spot. Sweeney's about
Because I'm going to
a
go
minute and a
2,
half
3,
back.
4, 98, 104.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, Brakken, if we add up your men's scores right now, you have 74. My men, I've got 35. Okay, so never mind. Never mind.
Your men are absolutely decimating us.
But you won't even count. I mean, Edith's probably going to do well. Chris Rogloski, Yanka.
Chris is going to be a wild card in here.
Yeah.
Well, Theo does have some good stuff over at ORM.
Look, everyone is going to be a wild card. What were you saying, Rich?
ORM has some pretty decent coverage too of like where they are. They have some good obstacles later in or in the race. We've already seen this part so far, but it just shows like the rig and where Atkins is leading. But this is we're in front. We're ahead of this right by now. The rig looks
okay.
cool.
So there's a pack of 3, and then Annie Doobie. And what are we going to see next?
I don't know.
I mean, you're going to see some Europeans. Esther,
Annie's someone.
Ulrika.
If she is alone, she is someone that I trust her mentality to run alone.
She's been doing it all year, honestly. Like
in
every big race,
her whole life,
typically alone.
She's been out there alone in mountains. So
yeah,
she's someone that I would look at some people and worry if they were in no man's land or no woman's land. Are you having just like sake or something over here, Rich?
My little teacup. I've used it for my coffee. I like little tiny cups to keep my coffee warm, and I put it in a Yeti and dump it in there. Not sake in this morning, but
suddenly I feel
really
like
expensive coffee.
White trash over here with my Red Thunder.
Yeah. You have your Aldi brand energy drink, and I'll have this $22 bag of beans.
All right, I'm going to the bathroom.
Great.
I'm gonna leave my headphones here.
Did you see the post, not the story, of Atkins and Albin going down towards the rope climb?
No, I didn't see the descent.
Albin looks more relaxed. I mean, Atkins is a fantastic descender. It just looks like Albin's waiting for his moment to strike.
You figure when it boils down to fitness.
We said there was a group of 3. One of them was the cameraman. It's only the 2 of them.
The 2. On the men.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
On that, we saw there was a gap. We're like, who's that guy in the middle? But
who's that third person, right?
Yeah, it's the cameraman.
We still don't have any updates on the men's side, right? No, we're still waiting for him to get up that hill, I'm guessing.
Faye Stenning in 5th.
Wow, that's amazing. That's actually amazing.
She's a great championship racer. And honest, like I said when we started, I believe she stayed in a hotel, which probably helped.
So she's 3.
She's
almost 4 minutes behind.
I think your top 4 is going to stay in that order. I don't see Annie screwing up enough to mess up that.
No. Even if you miss a spear and you're 4 minutes back, like,
yeah,
it's going to be hard to catch that.
I think the next women who are coming through are going to be Europeans, like Esther, Ulrika, Yoe. I bet we're going to see Alex Walker pretty soon.
Yeah.
And for all we know, this could be wrong as well. It doesn't have a John Albin on the men's side, so there could be a couple women who
there could be people in there. Yeah.
Brakken, we've got Faye in 5th. Brakken, Faye in 5th.
Faye in 5th.
Yeah.
She's doing it. Does she have... Okay, so if Faye does it, it'll be because she has the juice to get up that second half climb and stay on it, or she'll crack there.
Could that even be 60% grade? Could that be? I don't think I've even felt something like that.
Rich, Matt B. Davis asked, and he said, "Can I join for a minute?"
Tell him no.
No.
Aaron Newell calling me from Messenger.
All right, he's got info.
Good morning.
That's wait. Oh, I was gonna tell you to let Matt B. Davis in.
We just discussed that he shouldn't be allowed.
He's not allowed.
What does he want?
Matt B. Davis wants to get let in.
For what? Does he have anything he brings to the table?
I don't know, but he's sitting in the chats just complaining.
Oh, he's messaging you to let him in?
No. he's in your YouTube chat begging to be let in.
All right, well then, I'm gonna bring up every beg he
This
has.
is a very meta experience
No, your
here.
Facebook chat. Oh, there's such a funny lag going on.
Do you regret not being here at all, Aaron? He hung up on me.
Oh,
It's out.
I hung
I
up
sent
on
him a
him.
link, so we can expect some Matt B. Davis here in a bit.
okay. So
Okay. Faye's got company.
We got Ryan
Look at
Kent
Ida,
coming in.
ninth place.
Wouldn't happy to be there.
Ryan, I am with you, my friend.
We're having a great time.
Hey,
here. We're having a real nice time.
Ryan, I'm awake. He said I'm not possible, or it's impossible for me to wake up in the morning. I'm doing it for the people.
So I'm at my aunt and uncle's house here in Franklin, and the heat is set to 63. It's probably 38 or 40 or something outside. And I don't know if I'm allowed to touch the dial. So I'm sitting here all bundled up, and I got to cozy in on the couch.
Mhm.
Oh.
So one thing, it took about 10 minutes from the time that they reached vertical cargo net till the sandbag checkpoint. Right now, we've got Emma, Lindsay, and Miriam all bunched together. What do you think is going to happen over the next 10 to 15 minutes before the next checkpoint?
I bet we still.
You think they're all working together? Brakken froze, or
Oh,
maybe
no.
Okay.
Hold
I think
on.
we still
All
see
right.
them bunched.
Natalia Studenikina. I've never heard of her. Ivana Kolarek. She's in
Casey
8th place.
Monroe in 10th.
Let's go.
Who dropped her?
Nobody.
No one.
I draft her just like I do every single time.
Good for you. And what is she guaranteed for?
Usually 6th. So how far?
Usually
I'm
6th.
I'm over
All right.
here. Nabby Davis is texting me now. I'm losing sight of what's happening. Oh, Ida's in 9th. Nice.
Women's side, 6th place, just 6 seconds behind Faye. Natalia Studenikina. It looks like she is a professional cyclist and she had a world triathlon thing, but a lot of cycling stuff is coming up. So probably got good climbing legs.
What do we say? If you can bike uphill, you can run uphill.
Yep. Although her result is from the 2003 Alayana European Cup, so she might be an older athlete.
Well,
All
let's
right.
take a look. She is
Here we go.
31.
Special guest.
31.
Begged
Look
to be
what
let in.
you-
He's here.
Let the record show that this is what the people want. Okay, I'm in the comments. You guys are ignoring it, and Aaron Newell's like, "Hey, bring it."
Listen,
back.
we can mute you and send you out real quick here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes,
you are the
that's
weakest
true.
link. Goodbye.
Is this what it really feels like to be on the other end?
You're experiencing. This is what Jack Bauer gets over and over.
Every time.
I want to say that this is awesome. You guys are crushing it. I would have certainly promoted it had I known this was happening. I would have told everybody, "Hey guys, Rich, Brakken, and Jack, your 3 fact guys are gonna talk."
It was last second. We didn't know Jack was going to
Yeah.
be here until like 2 minutes
Yeah,
before
I
the race started.
I want to say for the record, when I asked Jack to be on these, he's like, "I don't get up that early."
It's true.
It's true.
But on the other side, I'm like, Matt, you want to do something at 6 p.m.? You're like, I got to go to bed. So,
Can
All
we
right, so
get
I'm looking-
another timing that?
I'll give you guys some info. Scroll up, Rich.
How are we on
So
the bins?
Ivana Kolarek in 8th place. She has raced in the Middle East several times. And then I saw another name, Eve Moore, I believe. Scroll down. She also is from the Middle East, and she's been pretty close to Miriam a couple times in the sand.
What is she ranked in the rankings?
I don't know.
The Yancey
Off the top of my
Camp race.
head.
You don't have
She's,
it?
she's probably like low 90s or so. I think you're gonna see some people where it's like, what? They got 7th place and they're only in the 80s. It's This is
Yanka
a- this is
Popova,
a
12th
freak
place,
race.
scoring for the home team, for the good guys.
I also drafted Yanka BK.
We got-
do
we're
I have
doing like
Alyssa? Who do I have?
Yoey
Jack? I keep
Right,
Bolin and Alex Walker right there. Anastasia
mix.
Makina, she's a really good Russian. And she's raced in the Middle East as well.
I actually had Faye in 5th and then bumped her out when I realized there were so many other talented women coming. So Faye proves me wrong. I'll be proud of her, but upset that I didn't pick her. Did you guys watch the ORM videos? Not just to be an ORM honk, but did you see that my guy had posted a bunch of stuff?
Yeah,
We saw it. He had some good rig coverage. He had some good interviews before the race. I thought that was actually great. Some exclusive John Albin content.
Yeah,
He's doing a great job over there.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. I mean, do you think Albin was sandbagging a little bit?
That's what I asked Brakken,
No.
and he's like, nah, I don't think so. I think
But
everybody.
I think rumors of his demise have been greatly exaggerated.
whoever thought that is wrong. But
Well, I mean, everybody picked him 1st or 2nd, or did they, Jack Bauer?
yeah, we started going along the women's who picked who. It was like 82-10 for Lindsay versus Emma, and then the rest are just a mix. Second place, it was overwhelmingly Emma. And then Lindsay was second, a few Miriams and a few Annies. Third place, about 25% Annie, then a big mix of women. You've got some people picking Faye, some people picking Ida and Esther. Fourth place, about 20% Annie, 15% Faye. Same thing. It's a big mix for once you get past the top 2. On the men's side, you had 44% for Albin, 53 for Atkins, and then Richard Hynek, Sergey, Mark Gaudette, Ian Hosick, and Jesse Bruce each got a vote.
So here's what's
Numbers.
crazy. Everything is wild here. Everything is thrown out the window, and yet the more things change, it's still just John and Ryan are running at the front of a championship,
Right.
and it's Lindsay running at the front of a championship. That shows how there are levels to things, that all the second and third best people in the world who can beat everyone else anytime, anywhere, are all thrown into chaos here, but the true GOATs are just sitting up there doing their thing, no matter where you put them on the planet.
And that's what I was saying before. It's like, oh, this doesn't seem like a great championship venue type of thing. Like, but still, it's the champions who are winning. So it doesn't really matter.
And it's like, as good as you get, if you're not the best, these things affect you. And if you're the best, you still find your way through. And that's crazy.
Makes me feel like shit. I'm just a wuss.
Because you realize where we would stand. Like, they are the absolute best, and they are the best of the rest. And the best of the rest are not the best.
Well, something that came up before, I'm curious to your thoughts, Brakken. I said to Hosick, actually, I was like, who does the sand favor? And the answer is no one. So even if you live there, Brakken, even if you live there and quote unquote running this stuff all the time, you're not going to be faster than someone who's amazing at running up hills like Albin and Atkins. Is that correct? Even if you practice it all the time?
I do believe there is a skill component, but yeah, it rewards engine. That's what it rewards.
We've got an update through the sandbag. There's a gap, so refresh those.
You want to check out these stories real quick? Apparently, there's stuff going on ORM's side of the story. So let's pop on.
Lindsay, I'll say it in the background. Lindsay's got a 10-second lead over Emma, and they put almost a minute on Miriam.
So this looks like Atkins and Albin running at mile 9.
Are they that close together at mile 9?
That was 18 minutes ago, though.
Still, I mean, this is what we got.
That's Sergey.
Yeah.
That's Sergey and Atkins. Albin's in front. Sergey and Atkins are running 2-3 there.
Oh, wow.
Or is that John?
John is wearing a white shirt with a
like a long sleeve.
Restart that. Restart that.
All the way from the beginning.
Who's out there in
Check my
first?
messages.
Because if you restart that video, if you look after they show Sergey and Atkins together there, you look in the front, there appears to be someone up there in white, and then someone in fourth in white.
He just said we're at the finish, though, right? Is that what that story said?
The last one might have.
I'm looking at that. Okay, that was Sergey passing John or Atkins without a doubt.
Yeah, for sure. But the question is, who's in first and who's in fourth?
All right, here's the volume.
All right, so
I think
that's Sergey and Atkins. Look up to the right. Up there, there's someone in white.
Hi, John.
But is this John here?
Yeah,
that's
John.
John
Hi,
right there.
John. If you guys
That's
stop
John.
talking, he just said hi, John.
Yeah, I thought he did
Right,
say
so
that.
who's in first?
Sergey.
We're at the final descent. So they're waiting. So we don't have any updates at the finish, but he'll have it when it comes. Yeah.
But what was that white shirt way out there a worker, or was that an athlete running ahead of Sergey?
I didn't necessarily see it. I didn't see a white shirt.
Yeah.
So I don't know. So I do not know.
Well, listen, guys, you guys can do your thing. I just wanted to say hello. I was feeling, just lonely and wanted to jump and bust Jack's balls, who's like never gets up early when I ask him to for a broadcast.
Newell said, "OMG, look in the comments."
On YouTube.
For what?
I don't know. Where is this even going live?
It's saying that Sergey's in the lead. That's what it's saying in the comments. Sergey's in the lead.
Do you want to know who picked? Oh wait, no, he didn't. Never mind.
This says Aaron saying Atkins, Sergey, Albin.
Aaron, calm down.
Dylan.
I'm watching on a 4-inch screen.
And Dylan and Thomas are all also saying that.
Yeah. Okay.
So Josh, Dylan, Aaron.
Give everybody credit that needs credit.
Let's play Fuck, Marry, Kill. Josh, Dylan, Aaron.
Hold on, guys.
Whoa, Matt.
Go to Ida's story. Her coach is on there. Oh wait, never mind. He's only showing Ida. You don't get a scale of like how
okay,
far
so let's say Sergey
Bias.
and Atkins get to the top of that last dune together. What happens?
Atkins.
Is anyone beating John down? I mean, beating Ryan down?
No.
I mean, like you said,
You
like the
gotta go to the
skill
combo,
component's
right?
out. Yeah, the skill component's out the window, right? It's just a matter of who's going to be more conditioned and who's just going to be willing to die going down that thing.
I think it's Atkins. He's not going to get second again.
I don't know.
All right, Annie in fourth. She's closed.
She's made a little,
about 3 minutes behind. She's gained about a minute on Lindsay and Emma on that sandbag carry.
Nice.
And then
I'm
definitely
rewatching that.
closed.
Is a flag ahead.
Okay.
Man, that's embarrassing. Aaron, no, I don't want to hear it.
Oh.
Okay, so looking at that, John still looked to be running better than those two were, but he's behind.
Yeah.
So is he closing, or does he just look better?
I don't know.
I've never seen John run with this high level of turnover.
Here, Rich, pull up the map real quick because we're at mile 9. That was about 15, 20 minutes ago.
They still have that massive climb too.
Yeah.
There's a huge,
I was going to
huge
say,
climb.
let's look at the profile.
Let's take a look here. Good
Because they
idea.
started.
Well, yeah, Aaron messaged me, John will run downhill faster. The question, Aaron, was if Atkins and Sergey are together at the top, not John.
I
Try and
take
keep
option C. Yeah, so they're at mile 9, which is still
Yeah, John's
looks like it's
disgusting.
going
downhill.
up.
Are you at the start of that climb? The second.
The start
to
of the
last one?
climb is way at the end. That's after.
No. The second to last climb on that profile map,
Oh, here. Let me see.
roughly.
I just got a message. It looks like I have antlers.
It does.
Quick question: have we discussed this Gregory that's in the time
Yeah,
thing too?
he was my dark horse pick. I set him on Luke and Jack, or I was only.
He was such a dark horse that he didn't draft him. And then when I tried to pick him up on waivers, Jack's like, "Oh, I have priority," and took him.
No,
That's the insight Jack brings to this team.
Yeah.
Okay, so they have a legitimate monster climb at. Okay, so what we just saw
It is
at
huge.
At OCC, we saw John Albin power hike past Robbie Simpson, I believe, of the UK, who's a
250 in
professional
marathon.
marathoner.
Yeah.
So if they get to the last climb, if John manages to stay intact, I think it's over.
And that descent, I don't think that descent's going to matter. That looks like it's going to take almost no time. It's going to be the climb. If they can be around, if he can make up some ground on that gradual descent leading into the huge climb, because I think
Could we have
bomb down that thing.
Albin and Atkins power hiking to the top of a dune for a world title?
Oh my God, let's hope. Let's hope so. The coverage can be great, and we could all just sit there and watch how great it's going to be. But yeah, there's probably not going to be anybody over there. That'd be amazing. Josh Chase said 6 minutes ago, Atkins running by himself.
Oh, Magida texted me back. Albin missed it. He said he thinks Albin missed a spear.
Is there two
No.
spears?
No,
Is it
Albin-
two spears?
no.
He might have just responded to me, and that could have been a while ago. But
We have video of them both making it, of Albin and Atkins making it.
okay, he says he
Look at-
did miss his spear.
Unless
So
there's a second spear.
Well, this
So
is the
that's-
type of coverage we can expect from
I was gonna
Spartan's lead
say-
on the ground guy.
Exactly. He's giving us an hour ago's news. Come on, McGee.
or it could have just been a lag and given me.
Aren't they recording a show right now? And that's his intel after watching it live?
No, he could have easily tried sending this a while ago.
It doesn't change the fact that he's there.
It
Yeah,
says
that's true.
DeRosa's live again. If you want to pull up DeRosa's feed,
Yeah.
it says DeRosa's live again.
Oh, and he's talking.
Let's just, I'm not going to pull that up yet. It didn't go well when I pulled it up last time. So let's just,
Okay, make your predictions right now. Atkins, Sergey, Albin, who wins?
I'm just going Atkins because he's on my fantasy team. I have no sense of what's going to happen here. I mean, it seems like Atkins has been working pretty hard since the beginning.
I'm going Albin because I feel like he's always just toying with everyone in this sport.
Waiting. Yeah.
But my heart says I hope Sergey wins because then I feel better having lost to him 3 times.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
going to be
My heart says.
brutal.
My
Cole
heart
has
says.
women pulled up.
Your heart says what, Matt?
My heart
Waffle House?
says Atkins, as you know. But if you ask me who I think's going to win on a race up and down a hill, I mean, how do I not pick Albin?
Now, I will add Brakken. Atkins
man,
closed
they're all
in on
fours.
Albin in 2018 on that last downhill, right?
Yeah, but there's not that here. There's a big climb and then a free fall.
Okay, yeah. I still feel like
Yeah, it's what it is. It's not.
it's not
descent.
long. It's not a 2-mile descent. It's more.
No, it's not technical. It's just going to be who can go down.
It's gonna
All right,
take
listen,
5
neither of
times as
them-
long to get up.
Neither
I've
of
got to
them are
tend
the
to.
people
I've got
you're
to
worried
tend to
about.
ORM needs. I'm going to wish you guys
Go for it,
farewell.
Matt.
Thanks for coming on.
Thanks for
letting me on,
joining.
guys.
Cheers.
All right.
Peace
ya.
out.
See, Matt?
Whoa. Okay. I guarantee you nobody had Natalia Studenikina.
In fifth, made up a ton of ground on Faye. Faye is
He's
now
lost.
5 minutes back of
Oh.
Annie. Lost a minute.
Horika, Ida.
Marika. Yeah, Ida's in the mix, Bracken.
Fantastic. Yeah.
So Cole has live going of some of the women going up.
Yeah. Let's just. It's the exact same. Okay. You can see Annie power hiking in 3rd place, I believe.
You can?
Yep.
I can't
She's
see
got it.
any of these people.
I'm watching it right now.
I see it, but I don't know who
Uh,
is what. There's
yeah.
ants.
You know what's crazy is that John spent all year working on his mountain running, and Ryan spent all year doing OCR and working on whatever he was working on, and they both arrive at the same point better than they've ever been. And running a course that they are apparently suited for better than anyone else there, other than I would say it maybe suits Sergey better since he's out kicking his own coverage right now. But
Mm-hmm. Oh, we see a guy coming downhill.
That might have been just somebody else in
Oh, okay.
going
Yeah, he
into the
doesn't
rope
look
climb.
like the.
Someone who's way back. Yeah.
My bad.
I thought the same too.
I was like,
So-
oh shit.
Still only 8 in through the women.
Yep.
And Ida is 14 minutes behind. Casey Monroe's through in 10th. Ivana Kolarczyk is in 9th. So not 14 minutes back. Ida is 9 minutes.
so will Ryan pay for leading early?
That's the one thing I was saying. We didn't get a good sense of where Albin was compared to him because his chip isn't clipping off. So we're not sure like if Albin went with him.
Dylan just, sorry to interrupt our own line of questioning. Dylan just said when Cole is back live, it's going to be showing the men coming down the final 4 obstacles.
That's what
Right.
Cole said he's going to do. Okay.
Well,
Yeah.
that's what you would imagine is going to happen. And ORM's going to be there too. They might
And
not be live.
And those 4 obstacles are. Rich, you have the map.
All right, so I just pulled up my search feature on Instagram, and who appears in my top corner?
Can't tell. Dylan.
Look,
Okay.
no, look at the
No.
forearm bands.
It's too blurry. I can't tell.
Hold on,
Who
I'm
wears
looking.
gray forearm bands at High Rocks?
Oh, it's me. There I am.
Rich MF Ryan.
There I am. In the mix. What is that? That's for the search? Nice.
That's-
They got
that's
me
in
in
the search.
they got me
You're
in the
starting-
algorithm.
The algorithm loves some Rich Ryan.
That's helpful. That's helpful. That,
Right.
yeah, I love posting pictures that were like from 7 months ago. Just like,
If you want to pull
Instagram.
up ORM stories, they've got several of them with Lindsay at the spear just to kind of see. Oh, Lindsay missed.
Ian
the spear
said Emma
too, so.
missed. Lindsay missed?
I'm watching it as we speak. I know it happened.
I just
Thomas
don't
said,
want the spear to matter at Worlds.
No, Lindsay missed it.
I'm happy it was in the middle, though. Like, I hate when it's at the end because it's like this big, long, crazy, epic race. Just battles back and forth, and just like, and he made it. Josh Shea said, "Let's go."
That's why she gained the time.
Oh, because they're all where are we looking at? On where are we on this? What timing, Matt, is the women?
Lindsay didn't miss by much, but I guess it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Is this on ORM's? Who has the
same as Emma?
Yeah.
She almost had that as well. Miriam traditionally doesn't have
Emma and Lindsay wearing all black.
so we Annie closed the gap before the
Wait, who is that
spear
in
throw?
That doesn't
Whoever's
look
in-
like Miriam. Who's that in third?
What are we
Whoever's in
looking?
third is. We might have another timing chip like John's that's not working because someone in third is right on Emma through about, I don't know, 7 seconds after her,
I'm
What are we
trying to
looking
look
at?
facially.
Where are you guys?
and she missed it as well.
I can't identify her.
So there's 3 women
That's not
doing
accurate.
burpees.
We haven't seen my second woman picked, right? Sorry, terrible of saying something like that means anything to anybody but me. Alyssa Petrova, we haven't seen her at all, have we?
That didn't look like Alyssa. She has darker hair. There's Miriam in the white.
So Miriam came in right after Annie. So she's really losing ground. But if she can stick a spear, she's back in the game. Annie, just a clutch nail.
Who was in third there? Who missed?
We don't know.
Tell.
That was an
But she's
insane
not
way to
showing
throw a
up.
spear. Did you see? She was arched, didn't move her hips at all, just arched her back as far back as she could, like a slingshot.
Oh, guys, go to Stairway to Sparta. Sergey 7 seconds over Atkins.
In Athlinks?
Where?
Yeah, Athlinks just popped up. Stairway to Sparta. Where's that relative to the end of the course?
I'm going to Colderosa.
Is he on?
Stairway to Sparta
No.
is before the huge
Darn it.
climb. And then you have Twister. The last obstacle is that monkey in the middle with Twister and all that.
Monkey not in the middle.
Monkey not. So I think it's monkey not in the middle.
Monkey,
Twister in the
Twister,
middle.
rings.
I think it's monkey bars, rings,
And they're
Twister.
uneven monkeys. Or monkey bars, yeah.
I like that they have.
It's
the
going to
rings in
matter
there.
not at all.
I know.
So, I mean, that caused a lot of people to miss in Tahoe, although it was cold.
Now, Atkins is fast across those, but Sergey's very fast as well. Across
Remember that
rigs.
that finish against
Oh,
Peter
yeah.
Ziska?
Yeah, was that Europeans?
Yeah.
Oh,
You do not want to be in a. I don't care if you're Atkins. You don't want
with either of those guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Because when Atkins wants to move fast, he's as fast. He's almost shocking because we always see him go smooth and powerful. But when he wants to go fast, he can go fast.
Yep.
Look at that battle. 10 seconds with Lindsay and Emma. So we're definitely missing a timing chip. There's a
It seems
female
like it.
Albin happening.
Yeah. We don't have any updates on.
I'm gonna look at the roster just to see like if any of these names are sticking out, but I do not recognize that woman, and I can usually tell most.
probably
the
one of mine.
racers.
Wait, go back up if you don't mind. Could it be Natalia? No, it couldn't
Wait.
be.
She was way far back at the barbed wire. Nah, it doesn't.
Yeah.
That seems unlikely, unless that's just wrong. Yeah. Let me refresh. I was trying to get the men on here that changed on me.
Which of the athletes on my roster?
That might be Natalia. She's blonde.
You think it is?
Could be Yanka. I bet it's Yanka.
That was not Yanka. Oh, you're just naming people on your team. Yeah.
So Sergey's still holding on. Nobody else yet. Well, we'd imagine Albin's here as well. Albin's probably coming through in third.
How
Who we
far
have in
back? If he's within 30 seconds, it's still game on. I'm most interested. I mean, I want to know where John is, but where Gregory is. How is his day going?
That is
Go view all. Go view all. There's someone under Ryan.
Oh shoot. Not
Nope.
yet. Relax.
Oh yeah, we won't see John anyway.
Yeah, we'd imagine he's there. This is great because this is exactly how I do watch these races. It's like going back and forth between a million different places to watch them.
Do you want, while Cole DeRosa is not on, do you want to just message him and be like, hey, you want to hop on for a couple of minutes?
So I'd rather have him on the ground
Okay.
updating. He's probably
Just in
better
case,
served giving us live
Yeah.
coverage than talking to us about
That's true.
bullshit.
As soon as we had Matt on, my internet started not being able to keep up.
Okay.
He just came in and dropped the virus for us. Oh man. All right. So that was a long break. What was the previous? Yeah, it was 50 minutes or so between barbed wire mat and stairway to Sparta mat. So we're not going to see the women for forever.
Did you see Big Podium Energy's post just now?
Nah.
Coverage. Yeah.
That's funny.
Was it complimentary? I follow little.
They just popped up because I'm refreshing like crazy trying to get the next.
Ooh.
Yeah, where is their YouTube Spartan Race coverage?
I know they said that, and they have, like I said, they've been really
Okay,
good.
go to Jackie Boisse, Miriam's husband. He's doing live following her.
What?
What does that even mean?
Yeah, no, I
Jackie
can't.
Boisse.
I can't.
Boisset. He's I'm watching it. He's literally running behind Miriam doing live coverage.
Oh,
Where
she's
she look
gonna
like
get
she is.
DQ'd.
Where does that look like, Jack?
Just following her like that.
I mean, what's his handle?
Who's around?
Oh, Jackie Boisse, Boisset.
So
JACKIE.
Y. So that you'll find
Oh,
it.
because there's two then.
So
Look at that.
this next climb, if Lindsay, Emma, and whoever's in third all missed, and Annie
It's not even live for me.
What? It says live right on mine.
Maybe
2.5
I have to
minutes
follow.
back. Do you think Annie's going to be able to be running with Emma and Lindsay going up that, or do you think Lindsay and Emma will still have a bit of a gap?
They're gonna have
Going
a gap.
up. But
I don't know
Emma,
because
30 burpees.
Sergey
under him.
keeps being ahead of John and Ryan. Like, where is she just going to do that to these two?
Who?
Because you would expect John and Ryan to keep gapping Sergey, but instead the exact opposite's happening.
It might just be if you're with somebody at this point, like,
Yeah.
that's what the race is. There is not like a ton going on. Oh, we got Ashley Heller's in 15th. I don't think we saw. That's a good showing for her.
Do you
Joe was in
remember
16th.
earlier in this call, somebody in the YouTube comments, they posted they're going to be timing mats at blank.
Yeah.
Do you want to pull it up just to see what's after?
I think that was Josh
Jordan and
Chase.
Marta?
That was our
Was it
friend
Josh?
Josh Chase.
And also, how bad is it that the last Spartan Race Instagram story was 2 hours ago?
Dude, come on. Like, have somebody.
That's
That's probably what Magita should be doing. He should be out there running around. Like, he should be like the rabbit or something.
We've had one update from them, and it was Magita saying Annie missed her, or someone missed their spear. Albin missed a spear. That's been their contribution.
and it might
Nice.
not have actually happened.
Have we checked their YouTube?
No.
Imagine if it's been
no.
a perfect stream the whole time and we're just like not doing it.
Are they
I
on the
can't
Ocho?
imagine. That'd be hilarious if people were watching this and like they actually have awesome coverage with like drones and
Yeah.
stuff over on there. It's like, oh,
Yeah,
shit.
so we screwed
If
up.
I
guys.
type in Spartan Race, the first thing that comes up
Us.
right now is Rich Ryan.
Us,
Nice. It's called E SEO.
143 people watching it. Nice, a lot of early risers, or at least on my part of the country here.
I'm still trying to find where these timing mats are. I don't know if I don't know where the hell this could be. But I don't know. I'm at a loss for what to even expect here. I have no like. This is so new. I can't even start to speculate on what's going to happen at the end of the.
I'm going to answer an Instagram message live here. Jeremy Whitley, the answer is no as of right now. He is not on the docket.
Was an
Jeremy will know. If you know, you know.
Is an AMA all of a sudden?
It might turn into one. Might as well, right?
Basically, what
Yeah,
it's been.
questions, send them in.
Oh, here, Ian
I
Floyd.
don't want to disrupt Spartans coverage.
The homie Ian Floyd just comes through. You know,
Ian
crushes world
just
of his
takes
mother.
care
He's
of
just
business.
over here hanging out. He said there's stairway and then monkey.
So
it's like
basically,
stairway and then the end.
There,
the end.
There are few. Yeah. So that was at 11.5. So 1.8 miles, and that was 5 minutes ago. So we're looking at like less than 10 minutes till the finish.
Yeah, but of that 1.8 miles.
Yeah, well, it depends on how much of it's downhill, but it might be 25 more minutes.
They're stuck on Purgatory Hill right now.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah, no update for third place. So that means Basilico.
Stairway to Sparta, Sergey, 7 seconds. Where?
Shay says Jackie Boisset is live again. But
yeah,
I mean, that person's just going to be following Miriam, right? I mean, like,
yeah,
that's not the kind of coverage we're talking about here. We want everybody to be included in this.
I mean, if you want some like actual footage, you can see how she's running on the sand, how it's impacting her and stuff. Like,
let's talk about like the back half of these women who are still coming through barbed wire. Because I mean, we're gonna have scores on the men's side in the 30s. So
here's what I want to highlight. We had Mark Gaudette in 113 through the barbed wire. Logan 113.22. Lindsay Webster 114.22.
Yikes! Wow, really?
Emma 114.
114.
Sean 115. Miriam 115.
That's insane.
Annie Doobie 116. Richard Heineck 117.53. We have women just flat out beating top 10 men in the world.
With no, at that point, there's not like a ton of reason why that would be, right? Like there's really not much of a reason on the women's side anyway, but on like this is just, they're just working. They're just outworking them.
Yeah. One, it speaks to how good they are. And the other, it speaks to once you no longer have your dog in the fight,
yeah,
you're just sitting there crawling up that sand hill versus working it. But these women are just putting on a show.
I think you're right. I think you are right.
How disappointed are some of these men?
And they're feeling it
what
right
did
now.
I come all the way here for?
100% they're thinking that. It's like I had so much travel. I took time off of work.
What am I even doing here? Why did I ever think this was a good idea?
Yeah.
Is this what a lot of the international athletes who like never raced at altitude on a big mountain felt like when they went to Tahoe? They're like,
they should.
The
they should feel that.
Yeah, except they probably didn't have a festival going on outside of their tent the night before.
Oh, third place, Gregory Basilico, according to the Athlinks, but he's 10 minutes behind, which means Albin's
we'll call him fourth.
Actually third.
Yeah, we'll call him fourth.
Still.
If
he's 10 minutes behind, this is going to be the biggest spread we've ever seen on a male podium. I mean, in a male top 10 at a race, in a world championship race.
What about 2012?
Okay, modern era, not dark ages.
I was like, it was like you, Cody.
Yeah, I was like 30 minutes behind.
Yeah.
In 2014, I think I was 8th, and I was something like 30 minutes behind Albin.
Yeah, it was like there were a couple 3:30s, and then like
I was 3:59.
Yeah.
Now Killington has to be a more similar experience to this than Tahoe, right? Because Tahoe still, it's like the altitude's tough, the climbing's tough, but like it's pretty groomed. You're gonna finish probably unless it's super cold, right? Unless you're just actually taken out of the race. But like in terms of misery,
but you have heat exhaustion here,
which is probably more dangerous.
I'd rather be too cold because you can at least move to heat up. Instead, how do you cool down without any shade?
You can always put on more clothes.
Yeah.
There's only so much water you can bring with you.
Yep. All right. Any Cole update? No.
Ashley Heller's having a good day.
She is.
She got 7th in 2019. So
Isabel Zamora Zarate is in 21st overall, and she's been missing some top 10s at her national series.
Yeah. Emmy's in 24th. Solid. I don't know. Jack, any of the names, any other of these names sticking out to you?
Sorry, I'm trying to zoom in on the headband of that third place woman in the video.
Casey Monroe might be having the best pound for pound race right now on the women's side
She's
in
bringing
terms
it.
of name recognition and like overall world ranking.
Yeah,
Maybe Natalia. But where is Chris Roglowski?
Oh yeah, that's a good question. Maybe
Is she the timing chip snafu?
Maybe she's it.
it didn't look like her.
You hope
No,
so.
but I mean, is she on aboard that train? Because I don't see her anywhere. She didn't even
Go to page 2 and you can't even see her there. Yeah, what the heck? There are a lot of names that just they aren't even like listed anywhere, and even for the early splits. So
Here's
timing chip error.
Anna. She's one of my
Ona.
athletes coming through 30th. That might score for me. That might actually score for me. Your boy,
Yeah,
it
so
looks
if
like
we're
your
looking at
boy
the
is going to
women bracket,
be
it's
eating
gonna
hot
do-
wings.
Oh, Josh Chase says Chris Roglowski didn't make it there.
Oh.
So
Ooh.
who has her?
Is that right?
Interesting. Here's Josh
probably
Reed coming
Brakken,
through.
honestly,
breaking.
Nope, Bracken had Chris. Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, definitely. Here's some breaking news from Josh Reed coming through with that goods as always. Logan has small feet.
Do you have like the breaking news
Less
banner that you
surface
can-
area.
That's true. Josh, we thank you for your contributions.
Ryan
Your brain-
Atkins has small feet.
Your brain is bright.
John has the
Jones.
same size foot as me, which is very average. Ryan's is smaller than ours.
We got 11,
Me, 10 and a half.
10 and a half. Jack, what
I've
do you
got
got? You
10
got
some
like
grams.
12.
13s.
13.
VJ Jones also has 13s. I bet he would have just powered up the mountain if he was there because of that.
Point being, the top three, and Sergey doesn't have big feet. Top three are not
Nikolai.
big surface
Nikolai
area guys.
Doing,
Yeah.
we'll call it fifth.
Did you know that Nikolai has, besides Atkins and Albin, I believe he has the third most top 10s in OCR World's history. No one knows that.
Are you seeing Albert Soleil in 7th?
He's moved
Wasn't
up.
he in 20th?
My guys are
timing
pulling
chip
it together.
issues for sure.
No, there's not.
I
I'm
don't think
taking
so.
this home.
I think Bracken just gave him that strategy. It's like, hey, take it easy.
And then we've got the man with more Z's in his names than anyone I've ever seen.
Pronounce it.
Wally Zerbiak.
Well, yeah.
That there are a lot of Z's. That just looks like they omitted letters and just punched in Z's where you could.
Can you think of a longer jersey than the Minnesota Timberwolves Wally's? Like that's a lot of letters on there back in the day.
Yeah, I thought there was one recently, like with a hyphenated name. But
Who?
like, I forget. There's some hyphenated name. I feel like I saw that was. I don't know.
Stevens Whale.
Yeah, yes. John Stevens Well would have a big
Luke
long jersey there.
Bamute's was always pretty long.
Luke Richard and Baumute? I think so.
Yeah.
This is an eclectic group here. That's what I like about this day.
Josh Chase said, men coming down final hill. Let's pop
All
over
right.
ORM. They
Or
might have
Cole.
that. Or Cole.
We're gonna
Let's see
go
what
on
we
the-
got. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we
whichever
got. Damn, I got to pee again. Man,
Get that cup.
all these little glasses. I got to go.
All right.
He's going to miss the finish.
Albin wins. No, I'm just kidding.
Atkins is on the hoist right now. Sergey is flying down after him to the hoist. Atkins
who's
just
on
finished the
this?
hoist as Sergey starts it on Colderosa.
Okay. Cool. Oh man.
Atkins is running away. I don't know what's left, but Atkins wins.
Monkey bars.
If Atkins makes it through this, it's over.
Is he gonna fail this?
He was hoisting with desperation, and Sergey was descending with desperation. He's taking his time through here.
I'd be nervous with Sergey behind.
But Sergey can't hoist. I mean, Atkins finished the
Uh-huh.
hoist as Sergey started. All right, there it is. Atkins just finished it. He's got a slip wall to go, which is the least slippery.
Cole just said that's it.
So if Atkins, whatever place Atkins is, that looks like first, he wins world championships.
He's got it.
I'm not seeing
Finally.
updates. Are you seeing
Finally.
things?
Atkins
Rich,
is
put in your
running down
headphones
towards
right now.
the timing chip right now. He's got about 5 seconds left.
With where? Where are you?
He
ORM?
did it.
He's
He
staggering.
wins.
Where are you seeing this?
Ryan
Colderosa.
Colderosa. Ryan just staggered across in one world.
That's
Whoa.
the missing piece. He finally got it. There he is.
Sergey
Here's
just
Sergey
crossed
probably-
his slip wall.
You said Albin missed the monkey in the middle thing?
Albin fell off,
No.
is what I heard.
Fell off something.
Yeah.
Maybe fell off the pace.
Is this Sergey coming in?
Maybe fell off the
Yeah.
wagon. We don't know.
My pick of Sergey.
You were wrong. You said third place. Don't get all high.
Yeah, I
and
know.
mighty.
I was
Yeah,
so wrong.
you screwed that up. So
I
213. That's
way
pretty.
undervalued him.
That's
John Albin was sitting close third, but he just fell off the lead.
oh, he's not even downhill. Yeah, look how that hill probably takes no time at all. That probably is
John cracked.
a couple of seconds.
Have we ever seen John crack in an OCR race?
Track into Lindsey Webster, still first.
He's only ever closed in races. I've never, outside of Palmerton.
I think Aaron has a good point here. Aaron's coming through with that brain knowledge thing with Josh.
That's a really good point.
That's a good point. Dude,
Yeah.
These guys are smart.
All right, so Rich currently is winning.
Because I have 1 point, baby.
Yeah.
That big Uno.
He's pitching a shutout.
You guys, yeah. That would be, what would, not 15. What would be a full shutout in our
So-
style cross
So
country? 15.
32 seconds behind Atkins.
21.
Sergey
28.
basically pulled an Atkins.
Sure,
Except he
first
was
is-
leading.
Yeah.
Ryan gets the monkey off the back.
It's so overdue.
Sergey, unreal. He's one of those guys that can arrive to a race. What was my point I tried making? No one's ever finished so badly and then made a world podium, and he did.
Yeah. You said there's no reason anybody should be finishing like 12th or 14th or
No.
something. And
No.
you just did it.
But I'm a big dummy.
But I mean, you wouldn't think. I was the same thing, you know? Jack went off of years
The
and
whole-
years of following. I was just doing what have you done for me lately, which typically in endurance racing isn't a bad way to look at it. But
Yeah.
today,
I think
Oh,
experience
unreal.
in the sand and having been there for months, that paid off today.
this is definitely a race I'd rather do for fun
Is it really fun at that point?
than for racing. I mean, if I'm
Yeah.
going there and trying to do it for racing, I wouldn't.
How many of the US guys who didn't show up do you think are gonna be like, you know what? Next year, this is it. I'm gonna go. I don't think you're gonna have too many US athletes chomping at the bit.
You know who's going to do well? Is Calderosa.
Yeah.
He lives in the heat. He can probably get to sand whenever he wants.
The climbing though,
He got second place in an elite race like maybe a month or so ago.
in Florida.
Yeah. South Carolina sprint, I think.
Yeah. Second to my boy, Brant Boggs.
I saw Brent Boggs coming through with a win. I was fired up for that.
Brant has had himself a string of nonsensical injuries pop up, and I was so happy for that man to get off the schneid and take home a win. A wand.
Mhm.
Maybe they gave him a wand for winning. Never know.
Is he a winter drive athlete?
Yeah, he's with the running public. TRP Elite.
TRP
Who's
elite.
coming?
Now
Is
he's
that-
on.
Is that Albin coming down the hill? Sorry to interrupt.
I don't think that
Coles.
person is that person wearing a shirt.
Yeah.
It seemed like a shirt, but I couldn't tell if it was
It's
white.
either a shirt or someone like Jack and I racing shirtless.
I'm trying to. Yeah.
Super sunburn. How much sunburn you think is going to be? I hope they have aloe at the finish line for.
All right.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
mentally keeping track of how long it takes them to run down this hill. So
Okay, us
I
too.
just want to know. Like,
Look at the cameraman. It looks like he's running knee deep.
Oh my god.
He's at about 40 seconds so far. Although doesn't look like he's attacking it with full Albin attack mode. Oh, DQ him. He's off the course.
He wasn't on the course to start
Okay.
He's got to get back on where he fell off. Why is he over there like that?
because now he's on course.
Oh, he wasn't on course. Go
Yeah.
all the
Follow
way
the
back.
cameraman.
Go all the way back up.
Yeah, John will get DQ'd.
Yeah, he should.
Who picked
I
him?
mean,
Oh, just kidding. I picked him. He was
Yeah,
He was
he's
up there.
that's blatant,
blatant cheating.
flagrant.
Yeah.
remember that what was the huge drama where he was running on the course in 2000? Was that 19? Like DQ this man. He's cheating.
That was
This is the same venue that we have every single year.
I can't wait for Spartan's excuse for why they didn't do it, and they've just got Calderosa who still's racing today and just said, you can use a cell phone and just stand here.
like literally.
I paid my own way over here. I'm providing coverage.
Oh, man. Is Cole the MVP of today?
Yeah, until he's banned for life by Spartan for
Let's see
showing
Albin
up.
let's see Albin get through the twist
I
in
don't
the
foresee
middle.
him having any issues.
I just
Now,
want
do
to
you-
see it. I haven't seen it yet. So it's monkeys to twister,
alternating
and then to
height.
rings.
Yeah.
No, I hear little feet up here. We might have children coming downstairs soon.
They are welcome.
Lindsay better hurry up and get to the finish line. Just behind Annie.
Yeah,
I'm okay.
That
with
would make two of us happy.
that'd be awesome. So it looks like
So-
he's gonna finish, no problem.
Do you think Albin missed something? Like
No.
that's really? You think he just crashed?
There's nothing to miss.
Yeah, what he's
Yeah.
yeah. If he went through that last event like that, that last
Kevin Donahue in the background. He finished already.
Yeah. Hey, he's got the most podiums in history. No surprise that he's top 3.
Does he? Most elite?
Oh, well, he says he has the most podiums in Spartan history. It says it. Right in his
Where's the
profile.
most elite podiums, actually?
Peter Ziska. Like 110 to 115 somewhere. There's Albin.
Jeez.
Just on a jog.
no update on the women's end. Still, they're still waiting in between mats.
So, somebody in Cole's comments said Spartan should cut Cole a check for the coverage. I mean, honestly, get that man
Coming
to go
your
run.
way in 2025.
Yeah.
Yeah, better get that third place check from City first. Oh, he's not getting my money.
I have my money.
Exit ring. What? What is this?
Extended.
Mervin, what?
Extended ring. What is that?
If Mervin made the move we've all been waiting on him to make, this would be so satisfying.
Mervin is a guy from the Philippines, and have you ever seen?
Someone cut the
what's
course
the
this
guy?
big? No.
Yeah, no. Arnell, OCR tube. He always
Yeah.
does like the
But
slow mo
now-
stuff. You can't really get a good sense of like how fast the people are because everything's always the slow mo dramatic shots. But he's won and done well in the Philippines, but they've only run sprints this year. So
I should
mean,
take that back. That joke of cutting the course I made on a live stream comment that there's a chance this person didn't follow the course correctly and got eviscerated by every one of his friends and family members who was watching. So
I remember that.
Mervin probably followed the correct course. That was a joke, and it was a bad one. And it
We haven't
shouldn't
seen
have
that
been said.
timing mat, right? The extended ring. Have we seen that timing mat yet? What is that?
I don't know.
That's
It
not
might
so-
be a world's toughest mat that snuck in there.
Yeah.
Now that Spartan and WTM are under the same banner.
Oh, we got a Spartan live feed or Spartan Instagram story update. It's the starting line from 2 minutes ago. They posted the starting line.
Oh, they're running it back.
Extended ring equals monkey in the middle. There's no way that Mervin is in third or fourth place. That'd be crazy.
Well, we
You
would have
don't
seen him
know.
on. We would have seen it on Cole's live stream that, and we didn't really see anything from that.
Crazier things have happened.
Elite women are at the last long climb now. They're at the 7 mile mark.
Jeez.
What do we have? Do we have an Athlinks update on them?
No,
No.
that's not until
There's
That's
not
not-
one more split in there.
it's like an hour between barbed wire and steroids.
Yeah. So
I mean, they might
Atkins
be coming up.
timing. Yeah. If you look at Atkins timing mats, you have 14 seconds, 51, 103, 154. So yeah, you've got gaps.
Remember when I said I've given up betting against Ryan, and then with like 20 minutes left in the race, I said I think John's going to win, and I realized that I'm a fool.
So what is it, Jack? What does this mean for Atkins' legacy? I mean, I feel like he's done so much, and it's almost like one of those things like what we think about Charles Barkley, right? The second Charles Barkley mentioned in one live stream, where it's like he's one of the greatest who's never won, or like a Dan Marino type of thing, right? Would have Atkins been in that spot, or is he now elevated to a next level, even though he's consistently done this for years and years?
So if
What
you
do you
look at Spartan history, they were 3-3 against each other at Spartan Race World Championship heading into here, and now Atkins is 4-3, and
I would say he's the
most consistent.
second most or most consistent start to finish of career we've ever seen on the men's side with Hobie Call.
Hobie, yeah.
It's actually astonishing, like the way that he's been able
Yeah.
to maintain this type of presence at the top for so long, being in it as he was. When did he first start? Was it like 2013?
2014.
14?
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
13 if you're doing like World's Toughest Mudder, yeah.
And the influx of athletes who have come in, and he's still been able to maintain.
He's
Like-
beaten everyone ever in the sport.
Yeah.
But one of the GOATs, which would be Hobie, at 40 beat Ryan at Ryan's like 30. So the argument could be made that Ryan at 40 is going to have to beat VJ or the next crop or whoever it is to match the career depth of his, but he already has more wins and podiums than Hobie. So it's like both sides are impossible to argue. I don't know if it changes his status, it cements his status.
Yeah.
Oh, there's
Look at that.
finished. And that's just like, it's unfortunate that we didn't get to see Hobie in his prime here, right? And that's just a matter of like timing from the sport and
Yeah.
what's happening. So that's I understand how
But
that.
we
could-
saw a
how that could be
watered
drawn,
down
but-
Hobie win worlds and beat all these guys.
Yeah.
right.
But
Right.
Ryan hasn't shown a weakness in 8 years of this sport.
Yeah. And I mean, the sport does continually get better, and the athletes are going to be a little bit more, there's going to be more depth in the fields. And that should be how ideally, that's how it will be consistently year over year. So I think every year that and this year might be a little bit different, these two like kind of COVID years.
Mhm.
This one was in Abu Dhabi, and like a lot of the races weren't as deep as they had been in the past. I think COVID is one of the main reasons for that.
Yeah.
But like it should get better next year. So like really, like hypothetically, every championship should be like the hardest championship that's ever been won.
Mhm.
Yeah. Do you want to know a couple observations? So those,
Miriam, Annie, Emma.
yeah. So right there, that podium, they've been on the same podium at OCR Worlds, I believe.
What's going on here? Who
Right.
what the
Sergey,
Sergey?
Alvin, and Atkins.
Where was Mervin that day?
Don't know.
All right, so I thought we saw a female update, right? And then it just kind of shot back the other way
Yeah.
for me.
It might have just refreshed because a few women at the bottom just got.
I had it at female, and then it popped up the male. It's been doing that
Yeah.
today.
Another very interesting tidbit. This is the first time that Ryan Atkins has beaten Sergey in a Spartan race.
Oh yeah, how many times have they raced?
He
Only
lost
Greece.
all 3 times in Greece.
Oh, in Greece. What year was that?
He messed his back up in 2019, like the day before the race, but still,
Wasn't he missing? Wasn't he just missing spears left and right? That
everyone was missing. Sergey missed like 2 or 3 also.
in the water. That was pretty crazy. So yeah, nothing still on the women's end.
Do we have anyone else at extended rig yet? Ring.
Extended ring.
No.
Let's see. Yeah, see, switch back again. Damn it! Stop doing that. No, just our guy Mervin, but he must have gotten past. 220 for Albin. Jeez. Ugh.
That
What
must
do we
have
have at
Look
stairway?
at that huge gap.
What's stairway look like?
Stairway. Oh yeah, because we haven't seen Albert Soleil. We haven't seen much past Jeremy Cachet. Igor's an 11.
Igor?
Mark's at
Gaudette's
the
moved up
13th.
3.
Logan's hanging in there.
Logan's moving up.
I think he was 15th.
I mean, go back to that. Look at the spread.
17th.
Look at the spread from Logan, and he's got a guy right behind him. So he could move up 4 spaces
Oh yeah,
potentially with the
and
Igor.
Mark's moving his way up. He was in, or was he? I forget what he
16th.
was in. 16th. Yeah, Jesse's fallen back a little bit in the 17th. This guy fell way back. He was up there pretty high. He must be
Elias
having a terrible
Taba,
day.
he's a really good trail runner.
Switched on me again. Hold on. Athlinks. I feel like I have this like intimate relationship with Athlinks where I know like it's just being a jerk right now. I'm like, hey, it's all right. We can get through this. Let's let this refresh. Extended ring. Mervin hanging. right, back to it.
He's having a tough slip wall.
Like Big Bear.
Sean's kind of
for the women.
Sean's kind of maintained. We know these people: Jacob, Elias, Tabak.
Here's the crazy thing: Sean could take 23rd, be really frustrated, and take a scalp of a world champion.
Looks like Oathman's fallen way back. And then Lindsay's
Pretty much all the Middle Eastern athletes. It looks like there were 3 in a row right there.
Man, they're at 2 hours. Sean's at 2 hours 26. What was Atkins at that point?
1:54, I think.
Oh God! So it took him another 20-some minutes.
You're looking at a 3-hour race for 20th place.
That's brutal.
And the funny thing is, back in the early Brakken days, they still would have had another hour to go.
So my first year in Killington, 250 won it. The next year it was like 315, and then it was 335.
Yeah. Crazy.
My first year I raced there, I was 259. My third year at Worlds, I took 8th and I was 359. I had an hour longer race and arguably a stronger performance.
Yeah.
An hour of racing added to a championship race.
All right, so let's look at this course. Do you have the elevation gain on the course map? Because this finishing time is almost identical to Atkins in the Beast at Big Bear, which had like 5,000 feet of change a couple years ago.
It's also very similar to Tahoe.
Yeah,
they're saying like 2,200.
Okay, so you've got.
But we think sand is minimum doubles the size of the hill.
Basilico in 4th place. What a pickup! I've got 3 of the 4 guys right there.
I'll never forgive you for snaking Gregory from me. Never.
Go shake that man's hand and be like, "You're not."
So you're cheating right there. I mean, I think there's collusion that you're in charge of the waiver wire and you stole the person I submitted.
I got last pick in the waiver wire.
So your collusion there kept me from winning.
Okay. Yeah.
It cemented your win.
We got to change
It had nothing to do with 5 of your people not ending up showing up, which sucks, honestly. But
so this is Sergey Perelgin. He won OCR Stars last year. So if you extrapolate things, I will then get 2nd place at Worlds, wherever it is next year. So I need to be in Abu Dhabi next year.
All you have to do is camp in a tent with dune buggies going around you, and I think
light work.
Yeah,
light work.
Did he camp there?
No idea.
Yeah, he did. He was showing videos, but got a question. Where do you think that the women will finish relative to the men place-wise? Because we were looking at their splits, and those are very, very impressive through
place-wise or time-wise? Because I think the placing will probably be just about exactly the same.
Okay, you think about 10th or 12th? Because I think Nicole was 13th, and that was, besides Amelia, the best finish ever.
I think we'll see 10th or 11th for a female.
Nicolaj Dam coming through him 5th.
5th. Right.
Amazing.
Assuming this is correct, but Brakken, your first guy.
Did you pick him up? You didn't end up picking him up?
Brakken did.
Good work.
So I should have 4th, 5th.
That Luca Piscolderung is going to be big for you, Jack.
Well, I mean, he got 2nd at Europeans.
I know. He was like one of the
I don't know
last
how he was
picks
a
in the
10th rounder.
I was going to take him, but then I had to take my guy, Sean.
When do waivers close? Can I swoop Mervin?
This
is like, wait.
What's gonna happen first? Waivers close or Mervin finishes the ball?
That's a bummer. Chris couldn't make it. I didn't follow anything that she posted or not.
I just assumed some people were in the zone and they just weren't posting.
Who weren't posting? I wouldn't have been posting for this.
It makes sense that my team wouldn't show up.
Yeah, it does.
That's kind of the way things are going.
So I guess we should begin to talk about like where's this eating competition going to happen.
I was ready to Google some stuff for Vegas eating. There has to be eating competition in Vegas, right? You can gamble on like anything. Everything's competition out there.
Maybe we can gamble on if you can make it or not or finish.
Would you prefer spice or like volume of eating? Like what kind of competition should we like gear this toward?
I
Heat,
cannot
should
handle
say.
spice.
Oh, really?
I'm really bad with heat.
I got
too.
Thai food last night for dinner, so I don't mind either. I just can't do fried food. It messes me up. I'll eat like pizza and some
Well, why don't we mess us both up? Let's do fried, spicy things.
fries, but in volume.
So we're talking about wings now. That's wing
It looks like
Right.
it, yeah.
spicy. Should we do spicy over volume? I think we
Is
could.
this the night before or after the race?
Oh, after the race. There's
Yeah.
no running a high rocks like that. All right, Luca in 9th, Soleil in 7th.
Olay, what a race! If Athlinks is correct,
I mean, he's been the second best European since like 2016, basically.
but for him to be out so slow, like he must have just really had a great race plan, or just because we haven't seen a ton of movement. Like Brakken was right for the most part. He seems to be the outlier on this. That what we saw earlier is what we saw late, but
20th,
Soleil made a huge move.
Yeah,
20th place, an
And
hour
Nikolai.
in. Yeah,
Dude with all the Z's got 8th.
dude, the Z-Man.
How many we got in there?
ZZ top and bottom in 8th place.
Does he have more?
Yeah.
Who do you have more? Does he have more Z's than you have K's, Brakken, or is it about
Equal.
Same.
Horse apiece.
Man. What's his middle name now? Do you have K's in your middle name, Brakken?
No, I don't.
Okay. Dang.
But I have a lot of Z's in my middle name.
Yeah, I think we could do damage in an eating volume contest. Like if it was a pancake eating contest or something, like you have to eat 2 pounds of pancakes
IHOP or something like that. Yeah.
Something. I mean, they don't have that, but some like, a local mom and pop that's like, hey, eat our mega pancakes.
I'm making a venue change. The house is waking up.
Okay, go ahead.
Eat like a 4-pound Belgian waffle.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I could.
All right. Now, there were people, I think it was Dennis Welch said that he believed this is going to be the closest 1 to 10 spread percent-wise in history.
Wow.
That's not looking like it.
It's the exact opposite.
Yeah.
1 second, guys. I'm going mute.
Go mute. It's got a caretake. So we still don't have anything on the women's end.
Luca in 9th place was almost 14% slower than Atkins. So,
What was it in? Yeah, there's no chance at Tahoe.
No. I mean, you were having like Johnny like 5-6 minutes behind. There's no way. Yeah.
No.
This course destroyed people. And is
People
continuing to do so right now. But I want Mervin to get over that slope wall. Like he's still the man we're waiting for.
Jack, would this be terrible audio content if we put this out on the podcast? Would this just be like horrible to listen to? It would have to be like a 3-time speed just to kind of get any. I was like, I'll release like real time reaction for this, but it doesn't seem like it would be.
Yeah, I feel like
quality.
three times speed would be difficult because it's not like we have extended draws or anything. So especially you'd sound pretty dang quick.
Yeah. And that's but it's gonna be 3+ hours of stuff. I might not have room on my.
What I would do is just say on the next podcast, be like, check out my YouTube. We've got behind the scenes with Brakken.
This would be a pretty boring YouTube watch too, if you went back and watched it.
Oh yeah, this would be tedious.
Starting out in the dark and Brakken with his red thunder. Like
The people want the shoe wall. The latecomers don't know that shoe wall's not around.
Coming to you from out of state.
Brakken, I went to my local running store. Shouts to Philly Runner. They don't carry Adidas. I was gonna try to go try those.
Oh yeah, I don't even think they're actually out yet.
They're not out yet.
Order on Running Warehouse.
They do have the Adizero Bostons, which do have the what do they call it? The foam light
Energy rods. Oh yeah, the what is it? Light Strike Pro.
Light Strike. I don't know if they have the energy rods in there.
Yeah, they have rods in that one. It might be plastic, but they don't. They have Light Strike, not Light Strike Pro.
Oh, it's a different compound in it.
Yeah.
Jack, we had a question about the slowest world championship. Is this like? I mean, the distance is varied.
Yeah, I think it was Hobie with 3:35 in the Matt Murphy year. Brakken, you might be able to correct that.
3:35 sounds right, and then it was right around 3:30 or 3:29. Albin won the next year.
Yeah,
Did it? No. Yeah.
Yeah, they were both in the mid threes. The first year
Yes.
was
This
quicker.
actually isn't a slow year.
No.
This is one of the quicker Worlds years.
How do you think the distance added? Because that was one thing that when you were talking about your experience in Abu Dhabi in the previous years, that the distance wasn't necessarily correct off by 6 miles. So do you think it kind of lined up pretty well here?
It's got to be relatively close. Yeah, they had professionals like the Garfield's there. He's going to get it right.
Yeah.
So we have Jeremy closing in on Mervin Magic Huarte here.
Yep. Slip wall. Huarte.
My goodness. It's probably not very slippery. We got to change the name for these, man.
So what do you think is the most surprising in a negative way performance so far?
United States.
Everybody in the United States, probably. Yeah, I think that's fair.
Yeah.
That's fair. North American.
I mean, it's too early to like make a conclusive call on the women, just because a lot changed on the men's side between the next timing map that the women are approaching. But yeah, I would say definitely
North America.
Yeah,
yeah, and then Albin being sick makes sense. But
is he sick?
With I mean, that was what everyone said. But if that's not a part of it, his breakdown in the late stages of the race, I would consider surprising.
Well, the kind of gap that they put on, and just for his fitness in general, and I'm sure anybody who slept at that venue probably woke up feeling terrible. Like, you know, like if I get bad sleep, I'm a little more congested. Probably Jack, how like you're feeling now, general is probably how everyone else was feeling out there.
I watched the sunrise today, which is it's a rarity. So.
He lost a mile worth of race time on good terrain in the last 3 miles.
Right. That seems unlikely. I mean, I would say Sergey. I wouldn't have pegged him. I know, Jack, you're high on him and you had him picked in your podium overall. But
Jeremy Gaucher in 10th just finished.
Gregory Basilico, Nicola. I mean, every single person in the top 10. It was a spectacular performance.
This looks like an OCR World Championship, like top 10. You know, like names that I wouldn't necessarily know. Like when they were in England type of turnout, I would just things that, and I always just figured, Spartan's a different race, and the two don't translate necessarily apples to apples, but maybe it is just a venue and just bias being on our terrain that when Worlds is in the States, that it just turns out that way, and we have a little bit more depth of athlete there as well.
On the other hand, look at the women's field. What we're seeing so far, it's like Lindsay, Emma,
right.
And you've got your North American women.
Well, but again, you're right, and it speaks to the fact that the women's sport is always 3 to 5 years behind the men's because it started filling out later. 3 to 5 years ago, this would be the same result on the men's side, where the North America would have cleaned house.
Lindsay just reached Steroid Sparta
in 2:14, so it took her about an hour to get there.
And she has the 10th fastest split, so only 9 men reached it quicker than her.
God, wow. So she's there. All right, so.
Atkins family World Championship sweep,
and then
they make $40,000.
I'm sure they get sponsor bonuses for stuff.
So this makes me feel something I didn't think I would feel, which is we need to have Worlds.
Look at the women real quick.
I'm trying.
Sorry, Brakken, this is important.
Athlinks just freaking.
We need to have Spartan Championships overseas again.
And he's second. Yeah. Emma's only 20 seconds back from her.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Anyway, sorry, go ahead, Brakken.
Come on.
So I think this demands that Spartan has an international world championship again next year.
Totally.
On a quote unquote standard course, so that the world can justify how good they did against North America here next year, or North America has a chance to rebut and say, listen, it was the sand, not the travel. It wasn't the depth of field. I want a neutral ground, not in our favorite meeting ground. No altitude, not in the U.S., somewhere in Europe on a quote-unquote stereotypical course, and let's see where everyone stacks up.
I think they do it in Austria. That's the best course, according to like Killian and just some of the videos I've watched.
Well, it's the best mountain course, if that's what you want to test.
That's true.
Right, and that's not always, and that's
It's like Big Bear, but pretty.
Yeah, that's true.
Like it is steep and nasty, or it's a bigger Killington. It's a very niche course, which is okay. Like I don't see any reason why you can't do it, but I just don't know if we have to.
right,
Either
like,
way, I'd like to see it again, not on U.S. soil.
I agree, and I think it had to go international at some point, and why not just throw a curveball to everybody? But yeah, it's the thing like what you said, like it doesn't have to be on mountains, even though traditionally it's been that like an obstacle course event doesn't need to be a mountain trail race, even though that's what it has been. Let's see if anybody has any coverage of the women coming down that last hill.
Check Jackie Boisset again, although Miriam looks like she's fallen back.
Yeah, nothing on ORM yet. Damn it, I went all the way through it. Spartan Race, I'm sure, has a nothing. I don't like it to start over. Nothing on the Spartan side. So, oh man.
What do you think Woods would have done?
Who knows? Like, it's hard. It's like,
Yeah. You can't hypothetical this race because everything's out the window, it seems. Although the cream did rise to the top again.
Overall engine, he's got to be up there.
Yeah.
So Mark Godet came through. He's in 14th. Finished. Then we had Salim Al-Swadi. I can't do this.
Wow.
I can't do this. He was 11th. Ihar Harbuno. He was 12th. Peter Zaniga.
Yeah, he beat Atkins in Greece.
Oh wow. Okay, so
Or
he's
he was
13th.
behind him in one of the. He was like 7th or 8th.
Mark ended up 14th. Looks like Jesse's going to come in behind him. I still have things on the women's side just so we can see. They're not too far back. I mean, I guess 2.5 minutes is pretty far back, but like Lindsay won by 7 minutes at Utah, right?
Yeah, I've got all 5 of my men in, so that's good.
Yikes!
Scoring.
Yikes! Looks like I might be eating spicy pancakes.
Yeah, let's do like an atrocity of food combination for that contest.
Yeah, they're saying now like that it's getting dark.
Oh yeah,
that it is dark there. That's what people in the chat are saying, that it's actually already dark there.
I can't believe that they started the women after the men, knowing that it's going to get dark, and they're going to be out there longer.
I can't believe that we still can't believe the things they're doing.
Yeah, that's a great point. I definitely
fool me 10 times, shame's still on me.
Like why 3 p.m. and not noon? You know, like it's still hot. Like now you're just dealing with
Why not
probably hotter
8 a.m.?
Why not? Yeah, why not just do it normal? Like was it 2 that we could watch it in the morning? Like it's normal over here? Like no, because they don't have any coverage. Like why would they not make it? Do you think it's something with the culture there, or something that they like? Why would they do it this way?
It's always been AM.
Right. The Spartan race at Tahoe in 2019 was supposed to be like 9 or 10 because it was the only race that day.
Oh, look at Cole's footage.
I'm there, yeah. Oh wow, it's actually dark. There's going to be people out there who, holy shit, this might be actually dangerous.
I wonder if the women brought headlights.
I don't think
headlamps.
So.
I mean, I'm just going to put this up to the screen until we get us. But the festival area is lit up, but every time they pan out, the ridge is dark.
That looks like Richard Hynek.
Holy
right there.
shit! It's actually dark in the front of that dune now. Oh my god, you can like see it getting darker.
I hope the dune buggies don't go.
Dude, they got to get people off that course.
Oh man!
But I mean, we talked about this weeks ago. How did they not?
Right, we said that weeks ago. It's like, oh wow, like you have to worry about it getting dark.
Look at that sky. I mean, it's beautiful, but now you're racing daylight.
That is pretty cool. And like if that's the case, they should have started the women first to get them off the course. Because even though the top women are going to finish in decent time, like the majority of them are going to be back. Jesse Bruce finished 15th.
Miriam just popped up in 4th.
Jack,
Miriam
I have 2-3-4 here, right?
Back, 4 minutes back.
2:35 for what?
I have 2-3-4. Is that right?
For women,
no, you don't have
pull it up.
I don't have Emma. I have 2-4.
You
have
have
Lindsay.
Lindsay,
Oh,
Miriam.
1, 2, 4, but
Yeah,
that
1, 2,
gets canceled
4.
out by your 2, 3, 4, basically, and so you still win.
Probably.
It's going to come down to the 7th guy. It's going to be like old school cross country.
It won't.
It could.
I mean, it might. Hopefully, yeah.
It could. So Miriam is, dude. That's kind of scary because it's gonna be super dark back there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know how because they're not.
Hopefully,
Actually,
there's a
I have no
bright
idea.
moon. There's no rocks, really. There's no trees. There's no crevasses.
Yeah.
Said Garfield said they're putting up lights. Told them to bring
They're
headlamps.
putting up lights? Like now they're putting them up? Or I hope they were there before.
They're driving next to him saying, "Hey, remember, did we tell you? We told you to bring headlamps."
Yeah.
Like, why don't you have a headlamp on?
All right. Let's pretend it's tomorrow or Monday, and then we're Spartan HQ at the board meeting. What's the conversation?
Like, great job, guys. We crushed it again. We
Did
do
it.
everything right every time.
We got that Abu Dhabi money from the tourism council, and we didn't even have to put on a coverage. Like, we nailed it. We cut every corner and we kept every dime.
Holiday bonuses for everybody. Nice job out there. Let's what do we got next? Yeah, I mean, like, hopefully this isn't a disaster. Like, actually, so I don't know. Course is lit up by dune buggy lights. Jeremy
I will
Price
say
says-
this: at the beginning of this year, people were very non-optimistic that this event would even go off.
That's true.
So the fact that it went off is a win. And we're very critical
true.
of Spartan because they constantly write checks they can't cash, figuratively and literally. But they pulled it off. They did do that.
They did. And that's probably things like, and logistically, and to be able to do something international, that's going to be a huge win, the first international world championship.
Mm-hmm.
They probably will celebrate that to get it in terms of like logistics and getting everything over there and making sure everything went smooth. They've never provided housing for athletes like this, I don't think. I don't think they've ever really
Thank
provided.
goodness.
Right. Like providing flights and things like that. And they'll probably have some sort of metric like, the amount of international athletes are probably the most international athletes I've ever had in a race. You'd imagine, right?
Or Greece. Yeah.
That's true. But yeah, trying to see what the silver lining would be from this. I things like that probably.
Yeah. The nice thing about a European location next year is that it's easy for everyone to get to.
If it was European.
Overseas, everyone can get to Europe and travel easily there and relatively cheaply. In the US, we can get, like, you can fly into London for not a crazy amount of money, and then you can puddle jump from there. It's relatively accessible for everyone.
An England race would be interesting because it's not mountainous, but it is still like slow and like boggy and like there's a lot. It would be
Scotland would be sweet.
Yeah, something like that would be awesome and fair. Not at altitude.
They had Edinburgh had the European Championship a few years ago.
Logan came through in 16th. I'm gonna switch over to the men just to kind of get
Logan, Igor, kind of
Igor.
Sean Stevens Whale, 21.
21
He moved up.
from like 23.
Ian
Logan moved back 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Yep. Biggest male names who are still out there who have not crossed: Thomas Buell,
Richard
Ian
Heineck's
Hosick,
still out
Richard
there.
Heineck. I saw Heineck at the rope.
Well, there's
climb,
Austin.
so
I didn't see
he's
Austin
coming
Azar.
soon.
Austin's in 26th.
Mervin Magic Duarte still out there.
Still out there.
Jack
Make a
Carpenter
shirt
in
for that,
34th. Leon is out there. Man, what a flip of the coin for you, Brakken. Between Leon and Nikolaj.
Yeah, sometimes
Nice job.
Sometimes the universe provides. Ian Hosick in 48th.
He's moving back. That's overall. So he's in 44th.
So he's at 242, which is now the longest he's ever been on course at a world championship, I would assume.
You'd imagine.
Yeah.
And he's what, how many, 20 minutes from the finish still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
Which
still has a big
means
climb.
I mean, it's tough racing fast, but racing long dehydrates you more.
True.
Like everyone is now compounding their issues with not enough water.
More respiration. The longer you're out there, the more you're going to be losing. Yeah. Yeah. More perspiration.
Gregory Basilico, 4th place.
Amazing. What do you think?
He
Like,
kills.
when we get a chance to talk to these athletes, what do you think are going to be some of the unforeseen things that they're going to talk about? Like, think it's going to be the nutrition and dehydration aspect, or do you think it's going to be the course layout? Like, what are some things that we might not necessarily have thought about leading into it that now looking back, and outside of the sleep stuff, because like I said, that doesn't count. Whatever. Anyone who says sleep stuff, it's the same. Everyone's in the same boat. The travel's terrible for everybody. But like on course, the course itself, like the layout, like what do you think like the most common thing we're going to hear from the athletes that race today?
I don't know. I think the combination of the sand and the heat took way more out of them than they thought it could. Like it's almost like you know how bad it is, but until you experience it, you can't truly dread how bad it is.
The steepness of the
Faye coming through in 6th.
Faye's in 6th.
And
Natalia.
within range of 5th.
Yo, yeah.
Yeah,
Like it's hard for me to understand how much of a gap these are. Like, what is a minute?
Now dark changes things. But in the desert, a minute could be very visible. 100 yards on a hill, 50 meters on a hill.
Yeah.
Now, I will say Faye is definitely more of a climber than a descender. Once the darkness comes into play, do you think she might be a little more tentative?
No, this is the only style of course where the uphills matter and the downhills don't. Sand running it actually rewards tentative descenders because you can like break bound. You can bound but put your heels into the ground with no impact. Yeah. It actually, like, the downhills I think will not have played any role in this race. Only the uphills and the flats. And the flats are technically uphills too because they're so taxing. It's I can't think of another style of race where you have equal vert to drop and the drop doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Check out what Ian Floyd's coming through with again. It's a new moon, so there's very little light. It's crushing. One of the yeah. So
I was supposed to have an athlete call with Ian yesterday, and I didn't connect with him because I was on the road. And he's not holding grudges. He's providing actionable content value to the StreamYard cast. Just he's a man among men.
Just respect it. Did this change again? Yeah. What do we have? Are these people finished? Still not. Jeez. Heineck's still not finished. Buell's still not finished. Sheesh.
Who's the one athlete that you wish you saw here today?
On the men's side?
Sure. Since they're done, then we'll do women after.
Yeah. Yeah, Killian would have been fun if he was around initially. I think he would have brought it on something like this.
Nicole.
Tough.
Yeah, Nicole on the women's side.
I would have liked seeing Josiah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in Hawaii right now, but
if it were a super, I'd say Hawk, Call, and VJ.
I would Hawk or Rylan. I think and VJ, the young athletes.
Rylan would have run well here, I think.
Good climber in the heat. Yeah.
Yeah, the young athletes for sure. Did we get any word on Hawk Call? Is he hurt? Did we not? Did we know?
Didn't find anything.
They didn't run cross country regionals. Is he outside of the top 7 on the team? Was he supposed to be the number 1 guy?
I don't know.
I mean, if he's not, that's kind of just shows you how deep college running is. But
yeah, it's crazy. I mean, he was what, a 1440 something guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's not a number 1 guy on a team that has a chance to
run nationals now.
No, that's like a 4-5.
You're a scorer, but
yeah.
Or you might be the 5th guy in Newbury Park in high school, but
yeah. I mean, the stat's less relevant now that Yatsko hasn't been around as long and people don't know how nasty he was on course. But my favorite stat was that he was 178th place at D1 Nats his senior year.
Yeah. And was he on part of a team or he was
in NAU?
Yeah. So did it? They weren't always this way, right?
No, but they were always respectably.
Did they make
that good.
Did he qualify individually or did he go as a team?
I thought he was on a team.
Mm-hmm. Because if you even just qualify individually at all, or if you're on a top 7 that goes to nationals for a team, you're awesome. You are like the best runner that like if anyone knows you're the best runner they know.
Yeah, everyone that grew up around you is like, that guy's a freak of nature. So totally. John had 177 people beat him at nationals, and he ran a good race, he said. And when he came into our sport, no one could run with him. He outran Cody for a while.
Yeah, I could see that. Like, yeah, that's just next level. What was his what were his track times? Was he good on the track too, or is he more of a cross guy?
I thought he was
indoor. He ran 404, 405 in a mile indoor as a rust buster, and he wasn't he wasn't a spectacular college runner. He was just good across the board. Yeah, right. sub 9 in the steeple, 405 in a mile.
Yeah, I've got him pulled up on TFRS, and he's an 858.97 for his steeple,
which is like
348. So he was like a 405, 406 miler, 152, 800. So
yeah, which is definitely good. Which is good for most runners that would be an OCR.
And he took to the trails better than the track, and he took to the mountains better than the trails.
Okay. Yeah. So he's one of those that could adapt pretty well.
Yeah. He did a sky running race like in Arizona, I think, and took second, beat some pro guys, took second to a guy that was a pro. This was years ago, and it wasn't him at top shape. He rattled off a streak of like 7 straight wins his first year in OCR once he figured things out. He was just nasty.
Austin
and again, 178th place.
I know, right? Yeah, Division One cross country is just.
Imagine going to a turkey trot, your local turkey trot, and taking 178th place. Like the things you would say about the depth of that field. Now imagine that you're a 405 miler and you took 178th place in that turkey trot. Like realize the amount of talent ahead of you.
I know. It must just be. It's so like to still have the confidence to know that you still have the ability to be one of the best. It's gotta be, that's crazy. I ran pre-nats one year, my freshman year. I just like my team got really decimated by injuries. I should have been like the 10th or 11th guy on that team. I ran pre-nats at Terre Haute. This must just 2004-5 season. And I got like almost last, like legitimately almost last. And I was like, this is horrible. It's for me to be out there.
What is what's that big cross country? Because there's like 4 big invites each year. What's the one they run down in North Carolina? What's that called?
In collegiately?
Yeah, I'm blanking on it. Great American.
Yeah.
Oh, that's really early in the year. Right?
Yeah,
it's
real
like
early.
It's like the first of the season.
Yeah, so at Great American cross invite, I ran there as a freshman, and I came through the mile. I want to say 4:57. And I think I was 3rd to last out of a field of 300.
Yeah.
I was 4:57 right? through.
And over your head. Yeah.
And I couldn't see the front of the race. The high school race that day, the leader came through the mile in 4:29. That was, I think, Andrew Bumble.
Oh, was it?
Oh, yeah.
Because he, that's a good high school typically. Yeah, he went to Georgetown.
Yeah, and now he's kind of coming back. I think he's running marathons again.
Was he the stoner? Who was he? The guy who?
No, this guy like went on full academic ride as well.
No, like ran the Olympic. I'm talking like ran last year's Olympic trials marathon, like, and he was a stone. He ran something like 3:30 in it, but he hit the qualifying time before. I'll look it up.
Calder Rose is back on live. It looks like there's a female on and is having trouble. This looks on I think this is Lindsay on here. She's gotten moving, but she jumped up there and it wasn't looking good. She does have a lamp on.
Yeah, that's Lindsay.
She has headlamp.
So I'm doing a race tomorrow. Starts at noon, ends at 6. And so the last 2 hours are headlamp mandatory.
Oh shit, that's tomorrow?
Yeah, baby. That's what I'm doing.
Nice. Oh, sweet. Yeah, I didn't even put that together. Awesome, man. You feeling good? Let's
I'll
talk.
find
Let's
out.
talk. All right.
Are you
not that we
looking
need to talk about
at
it.
Cole's? Okay, there it is. Now it's
Lindsay's through.
Lindsay's gonna win.
Got slip.
If she avoids pulling a Mervin, she wins this race.
Oh, didn't pull him over. Yeah.
No, she has to conquer a fire jump. I bet she'll know at the finish.
So you don't have it for the age groupers. No fire jump.
Really? Oh, because wood is so hard to come by.
Yeah, they probably shouldn't be having fires.
This is her last Spartan race. Like, that's pretty awesome that she gets to stand on the podium with her husband in the World Championship as a way going out.
Is that what the talk is? Is she not going to? Is she done?
She's gonna back away. I bet she picks races.
Man, I
And
was
then
thinking
she
about that.
just found out Ryan won, clearly.
Wow.
She
So
definitely
cool.
knew, right?
So cool. I don't know. I mean, there's word. I mean, she could have gotten word out there somehow, but
Yeah.
wow, that is pretty awesome. 2:37 was her total time. Here comes.
I'm so hungry.
Is that Annie?
I've just got Red
Tired.
Thunder gnawing away at my gut. Oh, Annie will pull a John and get DQ'd. She was off course.
This is Annie, right?
Yeah.
Any Emma
Look at
insight?
this girl.
Emma was
Second
black on
start to
black.
finish this year.
What a beast! What a monster! And this
Pillar
someone coming.
post.
This is Emma coming
Emma.
down now. This will be interesting to see how Emma. Okay, so Annie's through with her
And
coist.
I think her grip's just fine, right?
Oh, she's gonna murder this thing if it's dry.
no, I'm
mean-
talking Emma. Oh, Emma's
Oh.
off course too. Good. They can't DQ everyone.
They can't DQ everybody.
Oh,
Like, there
man.
must just be a problem, and it's dark.
If everyone's taking the same, it's
They just screwed
like,
up.
It's got to be marking.
God, Annie's so good at grip stuff. Like, her grip is just
She actually swings like a primate.
no,
Like,
yeah.
where she gets that huge shoulder extension and it looks like no weight gets transferred to her body. She just
Very strong on shoulders, and she knows how to do it. She's a good climber.
she seems unflappable.
Yeah, nice
All right.
slip.
There's Mervin.
There's Marvin still struggling. Wow. And like,
Yeah,
you would
she got
think that there probably wasn't a ton of places for Emma to miss obstacles or anything. Like, Annie may have just outfitnessed her. She just might have outraced her,
That's wild.
you know? Like, well, with the spear throw. Spear throw, she missed.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy because she made her spear.
Yeah. So
Emma.
cool.
Oh, do you still coach her?
On the strength end of things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here comes Emma. Let's see how she gets through.
Congratulations, coach.
Oh, Emma missed. But she must be ahead by a lot. Oh, this is a penalty loop. Oh, fuck.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yours
So
is
Emma-
like 2 seconds ahead of
Look at
mine.
her still running with turnover.
Yeah.
Going up that. Oh, my God. Look at this penalty
Oh,
loop.
no.
Oh, no.
How far up?
Too far.
She had.
I mean, she looks like she could go another 3 hours.
Look at her.
Wow, it's way up there. This might be.
That's the most impressive thing I've watched today is her going up this penalty loop.
Here's a woman. Here's the whoever. Come on.
Who is this?
No.
Who is
This
this?
is this is the person who missed that spear, who threw it with just the arch of her back.
Place female now.
Hold on. Let's hear Cole.
You think Cole's gonna know and you don't know? Come on now.
Well, they might have said it on the announce.
Nah, she's good. She knows what's up. She knows how to do it.
Maybe Miriam dyed her hair.
No, Marion's
See how
wearing
she
white.
runs. Yeah.
It's
she
through on
is.
Annie came through on Athlinks now. Wow, she got
This
through.
is the John Albin. Third place, no timing chip.
Who is it?
She looked good up that. Oh my goodness. That is the worst
Oh.
penalty I've ever seen in my life.
That's how they should be, though. Honestly, I mean, this is an extreme one, but
Imagine
She
being
could lose
that. Imagine
2
feeling
podium
that.
spots.
Yeah,
She just fell off the podium.
she did. Yep, this girl just finished it.
Oh, she's crawling now up there.
I'm gonna source this.
I mean, I don't want to read too far into it, but that looks like a USA headband.
What? No way.
I'm sure I'm wrong, guys. I'm looking at
I
a
tried
5-inch
finding it
screen
earlier.
screen.
All right, Emma's on her way back down. Thank God.
Someone in the chat's got to know.
I just asked the chat, sourced it out there. Oh shit, Cole ended. Athlinks should pop up here in a second. It's a little bit behind.
who is it?
I'm disappointed that there have been no Ja Rule sightings.
All right. Josh Chase thinks it's a Russian headband. He thinks it's Natalia.
Okay.
Who is that?
I forget her. It's not Anastasia Makina. What's her full name? Let me just look it up real quick.
Maybe it's
Natalia Gurchenkova.
Hmm.
Yeah, I've got her ranked basically where Ashley Heller and Chris Orglowski and where they are.
That's all right. Do better next time.
Mm-hmm.
No, that means she's overperforming this year for this race.
Russians take podium spots on both sides.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. I know this is not an Olympic sport, right? So it can't be fair to assume that they are, in that same vein of athlete, like that they are getting pumped things. You can't just assume that there is some foul play.
I will assume whatever I want, Rick.
But that's, pretty. It's just because you think of it right away. I do. It's like, Russian, yeah. Mark was what, 14th?
So we got to be seeing Miriam come through any minute now.
They had Emma come in. They just
Faye.
don't have. Cole said Alyssa P was third, so yeah, that is mine.
That was Alyssa Petrova? Okay.
God damn it, give me it.
You have her, huh?
I do. So it was the one pick that was good.
I thought she had darker hair. That's why I was confused. But she's raised in the Middle East and she's lived there the past couple of months. So
Is she with Sergey?
I don't know, but if she is, that's a power couple, the second best power couple, if true.
I didn't necessarily even mean relationally, but just like two Russians racing there, living there ahead of time, doing the training camp thing.
Yeah,
probably. Yeah,
may or may not be cohabitating. No one knows. It's not for me to say or even speculate on how much they're cohabitating.
We're not here to speculate. That's essentially what we've been doing this entire time for this full 3 hours. We've only been speculating.
This is the longest speculation I've ever done in my life.
This is one massive speculation. On the men's side, just trying to catch up. We don't have anything else updated. Emma came through. On the men's side, Thomas Buell was 28th. Richard Heineck finished 25th. I don't know if I said that. And Austin Azar ended up 24th, who I didn't even see in the beginning. He must have made a hell of a move. Looks like Hosic's still out there in the dark. Leon's still out there in the dark. Jack Carpenter's still in the dark. I wonder if they have headlamps. Mervin's still unranked. Oh, they moved him off. He must have crossed a pad that he wasn't supposed to.
Yeah.
Huh.
It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Is this the biggest asterisk race for most fans?
They'll probably think of it that way, but I don't necessarily think that you can put an asterisk next to this.
It's
like what?
If you break it down purely in characteristics of the race and who it gives an advantage to, it's actually less of an asterisk than Tahoe.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Because anyone who lives at altitude has the advantage. Anyone who lives in the cold has the advantage. Here, almost no one who finished in the top 20 lives in heat like this or lives in a desert. Like the Middle Eastern athletes, the African contingent didn't make an impact, and so it was really, like you said at the jump, Rich. Everyone has the same excuse. So even if it doesn't test what we practiced for all year, it equally impacts everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe it's the least asterisk year. I mean, that's obviously a bad take, but at the same time, like, it didn't give anyone an advantage, just fitness.
Right. I agree. And I think that your point before about how the women's field might just be behind in terms of depth, and that's kind of how it's showing in the result. Like, these are the same athletes who finished top, who would have, like, if Lindsay ran Tahoe, that would have been 3 of the top 4 that finished at North American Championships, right? Who ended up top 4 in the World Championships. Or on the men's side, it was just like completely out the window of who was coming through.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's not saying that the women's field lacks anything. It's just that the men's sport gained popularity among the elite field several years earlier. The men were quicker to leave their jobs or leave their current style of racing and go into this, and the women's has started a couple years behind. So they're following the same trajectory, maybe even quicker than the men now, but the world caught US quicker for the men because it started quicker. And now the US and North America is still ahead of the world, female wise, it appears.
Another thing you have to realize that the women's field usually has about a third of the number of participants. So just based on pure numbers, you're going to have fewer top level.
True. So still nothing on the women's end coming through. I don't know what. So is all age group is tomorrow?
Think so.
Oh yeah, well obviously, like, it's dark there now. So they really could have had.
Wait, there was an age group throughout the day today?
I don't know. Spartan posted a schedule.
Because if there wasn't, then why did we wait until this late to do the race?
I don't know, man.
They wanted sunset, I believe.
Yeah, there was like opening remarks were at noon today. There was registration today at 9. They got movie night tonight at 9 p.m. I wonder what they're going to show.
300.
Probably.
You ever get done with a bad race and someone next to you had a great race, and your experience then the rest of the day and the next day at that venue are night and day different? Like, the people who had great races would be like, we're in the middle of the desert. We get to live in a tent. We're living the dream. And other people are like, I flew 15 hours and now I just have to sit here in the stupid desert for the next 2 days. And I lost money and I'm not home. I took off. Like, this is the worst place to have a terrible race.
I remember you at High Rocks. I think it was Miami or Chicago, Brakken, and you weren't in a good place after that race. I think it was you and Kent.
Miami.
Yeah.
Oh, we were so furious.
Yeah.
AG is tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I've definitely had those where it's just like, all right, I got to get out of here. And it's just not going to be fun. But now, yeah,
and they can't get out of there.
They're just stuck.
Yeah. So I don't know what's going on at the race with Miriam, but in the past, she's got top 10 at Tahoe with 8 sets of burpees. She has bad grip strength. You saw Emma Cook-Clark
she should be
fall
there
on a podium position. So if someone's within a few minutes of Miriam, potentially they could overpass her.
You think she might fail this? She could. And Emma
struggles on grip stuff a lot.
She has more experience than Emma does, at least on these things. Did Miriam miss Monkey in the Middle at Tahoe?
Probably. I mean,
think so.
Yeah, she definitely struggles on.
There's a lot of burpees happening a lot of burpees were happening in Tahoe that year. So she's through. So she's in. So she should be coming into.
Yeah,
there she is.
And she finished. Fifth. Nice.
All right.
Good pickup.
With that, I beat Nicole in the prediction contest this time, and Matt. So, all right, I'm happy.
You know, if I had my top waiver choice, this would have been an interesting day.
We'll see. I'll do the hypothetical.
Oh, I'm just being bitter.
Spartan's showing the start of the women's race now. So if you have those out there watching, they've showed none of it.
Do you think they were waiting for people to be awake in the U.S.?
No, I just don't think they think people would care. Do they think people just don't care? And maybe it's just like not enough people care to do something like this. Like, and I think you're right. Like, we shouldn't be surprised. Like, I think that this is in line with what they typically would do, especially
It would have
in an
been a little
international
more
race.
acceptable if they didn't post 30 hours earlier. Get ready
Here's
for
where
our
it's gonna
coverage.
be.
Here's
It
where you can
shouldn't do
find
that.
it and at what time.
They shouldn't do that.
I picture them giggling as they write it, like, "Oh man, are we gonna get them?" Can you imagine everyone wakes up for this and we are not there?
It's like, we're really going to post this. This is a live. Right? We got confirmation we should post this, right? It's like, okay, because we don't have coverage planned. But we're still
Watson's
going to post
leaning
this.
over his shoulder. He's like, "Hey, tell them it's 6 a.m. We'll go live." Yeah, tell them that. Tell them to check YouTube and Instagram, man. These people, they're going to be all over the place.
So pissed. All right, so Miriam in 5th. I'm gonna look at the scoring. Annie
All right,
was 2.
Brakken, you had Annie, right?
Yeah.
Emma was
And
4.
Lindsay. So you went
Who had
1-2
Alyssa?
there.
125.
Nice. I have Alyssa. Jack, you have Emma.
Tynick, did he come in?
Yeah, he was like 28th or something, or 20. I have the men's over here. They're still coming through. Mark was 14th. Jesse was 15th. Logan was 16th.
Yep.
Sean Stevens Whale 21st. Richard Heineck was 25th. Dude, my score is actually going to be 80. It's going to be in the 80s.
And no,
So Kirk and I were chatting this week. If
30.
you were in
When?
charge, of choosing the location, you had to pick one U.S. place. If we were to have 2 championships each year, one in the U.S. and one abroad, what venues would you choose?
Ooh, good question.
I'll just tell you, I chose a super in West Virginia for the U.S.
That'd be
So
fair.
I like that you're thinking of different distances as well.
And then I would have a Mountain Beast in Europe. So I'd have the Spartan Championship and I'd have the Spartan Mountain Championship.
Yeah, I think West Virginia is just the most fair. Like I've always, that's just something I've always thought is like, this is the course that no one has necessarily an advantage here.
Who's this? Dilyara.
Yeah, that's what I'm
It's
looking
like-
up. 6. I can't say anybody had her on the radar.
I did not.
I've never heard of her.
And West Virginia is challenging for obstacles too, which I think like these dry climate ones, they're just not as hard. And I don't know if that's better or worse. I think that they should be a little bit more challenging than they would be at Tahoe, or if they had it at like Monterey or something like that, which would be a similar type course to with less like bushwhacking, I guess, than West Virginia. I don't know. That's a great question.
And then I think you could do Andorra for the mountain championship or something like that. I mean, Europe has
More zine.
more
I would
zine
like
you
to
could do.
That would be cool. I would like to see something like that. I would see something like that for sure. And
It's hard to find more well-rounded meeting of all types than West Virginia.
I agree. If you wanted to have some of that, the bushwhacking, the trail, the climbing, the climate's a little
some
challenging.
flats,
It's
some
humid.
terrain, some swim.
Swim.
But then I still believe there should be a mountain championship. The epic scale of it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Morzine or Andorra would work.
Yeah. I haven't raced anywhere abroad. Only just
Italia coming through in 7th.
Yeah. Jack, what do you think? You got a couple
for
courses in
venues?
mind? Yeah. What would you say domestically?
I'd kind of agree that it should be a super distance, and I'm totally fine with West Virginia. It has a bit of everything.
Asheville would be
pretty
my second
reasonable.
choice.
If it was the Asheville this year or like the
Old Asheville.
old Asheville. Yeah, I think so too. Like at the quarry, like the new Asheville is like fine.
Mm-hmm. Do you think like a Montana would be fun, or is that too rugged?
Montana's on the list. I think that you could do I would steer away from California, but I think you could do a SoCal race.
I think Seattle.
Glen Rose could be done. Seattle.
Seattle's so
But-
miserable.
But West Virginia, I still think. But overseas, what would you do, Jack?
I would say that Morzine is amazing if you watch any of the live covers there. The Austria Tyrol one, that one looks really cool. There's another one in Italy in a place called Orte, or I think that's how you pronounce it, but it kind of runs through like an old village, but also has some really cool terrain nearby, some rolling hills, just really scenic venue, some water crossings, and I thought that was a pretty cool one as well.
Yeah. Yeah,
We haven't
Morzine
seen
would be hard to
Faye.
top.
We're still waiting on Faye to come through.
This was that potential last 40-minute, hour-long cracking. Just she didn't have a full year of training.
We're over 3 hours at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah. 2-hour race. She's top 5 finisher, which is kind of outrageous considering what she did this year.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is like not race at all.
Yeah, and not train consistently for a lot of it either.
Right. From what we could tell, right? From what like she says for it, like what we're missing more.
Do we have a
I'm trying
Hosek
to
across the line yet?
Hosek and Leon passed the same. They were way back. Let me see. Ian was in 39th. Leon was in 38th. Jack Carpenter's 37th. They're done. 3:14.36.
Any Luke Benedictus sighting? Yeah.
Who?
Luke Benedictus. He's the podcast host with Jack Carpenter.
No.
So Lindsay took 10th.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome.
But let's name some of the people she's beat. Like, it's crazy.
Jeremy
what Logan's done all year.
Mark,
Igor,
Jesse Bruce, Logan, Igor. Sean Stevens, what? Pretty good. Pretty good.
Lindsay 10th, Annie 12th.
Wow, that's amazing.
Alyssa 14th. They put 3 in the top 15. Emma 7th with a fail at the end. I mean, that's now the strongest female finish ever.
Probably.
Those top 2 going 10th, 12th. Because the previous best was 13th at Worlds, right?
I think it was Amelia. She got like 9th at Killington one year.
Oh, okay, yeah. In modern era?
Yeah. Definitely. I think it was Nicole.
Where's the line? Where's the
moving to
modern
Tahoe.
era start? Moving to
Tahoe.
Tahoe. That was 2015?
Yeah. That's my line, is at least North American modern era is Tahoe.
Gotcha. So I'm looking in the European Championship. Like, I do not have that 6th place woman, Dilyara, anywhere. Like, she's not on Athlinks. I typed in her name in Russian. She's not popping up. This is
Faye Stenning 8th.
Yeah. What place did Natalia get again? She got 7th.
7th.
That's what she got at European Championship this year. Like,
Faye 3 hours flat in 5 seconds.
Yeah. That's right around Tahoe for the women also. So this is very comparable to Tahoe time domain.
Pretty funny start. Josh Chase pointed out on the women's start. There was like a bunch of people just like standing there. I'm going to pull it up. And then women just like started and kind of like ran over these people that were just like in the middle of the course.
Really?
Everything's going well. Everything is going well. Hey, Jack, you had her, right?
I had Faye, correct.
Are you done scoring yet?
That's what I'm looking up. Brakken. So with your 7 right now, and you're going to have probably a couple of women replacing Igor in 17, you've got 47.
Jeez. Damn.
Me, and that's assuming, like, I'm going to have to check this later because the timing.
Your men alone were 34 or 35. You big
Not
jerk.
all 7. Not all. Oh, that's with 5 of them. No,
5,
that's
yeah.
with 5 of your guys. That was what your men's score was.
I've got 44. My team. Rich, you don't have enough people yet. But I've got Yoey and Ulrika coming, so they might offset Mark, which is very surprising that Mark Gaudet isn't scoring. But
Okay, so if I'm looking at coulda, woulda, shoulda,
Yeah.
I had Chris not race,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't know if I would have picked anyone up who would have done well.
Ashley Heller, maybe.
I would have taken
Probably
Heller.
would. Yeah,
Because I had a Heller at one point. So
Yeah.
what would a Heller have done?
She's like in
She's
15th
not
or
there.
16th right now.
Yeah.
It would have replaced a man.
She's behind Alex and behind Casey, so
Yeah. Who I
Would it have given me the 3 points I needed to catch you?
probably not, because you've got Igor in 14 and
Right.
Ashley or Igor in 17 and Ashley in 17. It's the same.
Same.
Although you've got Ida coming up, Ida and Yanka.
Yeah, I don't know.
Ida is at the extended rig now. She's in 8th or 9th. I'm sorry.
I have 8th and 9th sitting here, I believe.
Oh, you have Yanka too?
Yeah.
And I've got Ulrika just behind Yanka.
Man.
So this could be cross country scoring where it comes down to your last man or woman.
That's why we do it.
Sixth.
That's why I run the race.
Which, to be honest, I'm thrilled with. I after the first round of everyone canceling, a couple of my top were gone. I assumed I'd be in the hundreds.
Yeah.
So I'm very happy to have one of my best scores.
Rich, what type of food are you gonna be eating?
I'm gonna Google this and figure out what we're gonna have to. What kind? Because I'm bad with spicy stuff too. I don't think that would be fun at all. At all. I usually
It
go
won't be fun, obviously. That's what we're
mild
doing
to
it.
medium.
I avoid medium.
You avoid.
Yep.
You don't even. You're just straight mild.
I'm a little baby.
Yeah, because I would only take a couple seconds. I would just eat a wing and then I would just be miserable for an hour. Whereas like if you're eating a lot of food, it might be fun for like 5 or 6 minutes and then it will be miserable.
Yeah.
And you're probably miserable for the remainder of that day. But that seems more
Pros and
more
cons.
appropriate. And I think I could if it's something I might be able to finish.
One of the more miserable contests I did was in college. The entire track team tried the 1 gallon of milk in 1 hour challenge.
Oh, I've tried that. The gallon challenge.
And so we had like 70 some guys do it all at the same house. And eventually it devolved into like 30 people out on puking milk up.
Mm-hmm.
I can't imagine they got their security deposit back because the grass couldn't have survived. But I had forgotten a track practice that day and we had had a tough day and I took a nap and I woke up hungry. No, I woke up hungry and I had a glass of chocolate milk and I made 2 Orbs frozen pizzas and I ate them. And then I got a message like, hey, we're starting in like 30 minutes. Are you in? I'm like, oh my goodness. So I came in depleted and I didn't think I could do milk. So I got Choco-rific. I thought the taste would help better. But eventually it was just like, I didn't have enough capacity and the sweetness started getting to me.
Is Choco-rific a chocolate drink or is that not?
It's a 99-cent thick chocolate gallon milk.
Oh, it's still milk.
Yeah.
How far did you get? You didn't get, would you say halfway?
I got halfway through and realized I wasn't going to be able to do it. And I realized I'm going to spend a lot of terrible time in the bathroom. So I walked outside and just went bottoms up until I vomited. So I probably made it 2/3 down and I just chug, and then just geysered and then spent a couple minutes and our stomachs were distended. So we all like had our pants unbuttoned and pulled down, puking in the yard. It was like 6 p.m. People driving by like, what is wrong with college kids these days? Lisa, we were dating at the time. She was rubbing my back. Like, if she sticks with me through this, we're going to be just fine. Yeah, so I threw up 3/4 of a gallon of chocolate milk in like 35 seconds.
God.
Yeah, I got close. I had about, because is there a time cap typically? We put it at an hour. Right. Yeah. So I was almost there. I was like that much at the bottom of a gallon, like about an inch of milk. And I was like, all right, I was the last one left. I was like, I got to do this. And then I did the same thing. I had like 5 minutes left. I was like, it has to be now. So I tried it and it just couldn't finish it off.
We had like 4 people do it. We had a grad assistant throws coach. He did it in like 42 minutes and then just sat there like, all right,
So
you guys got snacks?
Yeah.
He was a quiet guy and he just pounded this milk. It was disturbing. It was like watching Like how you would think, okay, yeah, that guy, he probably could be a serial killer. Just the calm sadism that he displayed that day.
I think Joey Chestnut did it in like 6 minutes or something. Something crazy.
Anyways, my advice to the world is if you do it, maybe don't do chocolate milk and definitely don't eat 2 frozen pizzas right before.
Yeah.
The guys who did it and didn't puke had some really interesting bowel movements over the next few days.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine how much dairy. So we had Yanka come through in 10th, Ivana Kokaric.
Ida and Yanka, 9-10.
Really good. Casey
Brakken,
got
you are
12.
currently in the lead right now.
Oh, man.
Depending on, I need basically Ulrika to be the next finisher.
Where is she?
Wait, would you say Yanka had? 11?
Ulrika should be
9-10 with Yanka and
Ulrika missed. That's what this means. She was right.
Okay.
She was in 11th going into that ring. So there was, and Yowie, you have Yowie too, though, right?
I do.
All right. So you should have the next scorer.
Yeah,
And how many?
Brecken's down to 39.
How many scores does he have in?
Everyone except Chris Rogloski and Thomas Buell, but Thomas might have come by. We just didn't add him in yet.
But he has more. He has 7.
Yeah, he's.
we're going to be waiting
9.
on Chris for a while.
Chris ain't gonna finish.
She might be after Mervin.
Hi, Merv.
So Thomas got 28th. I'll add him in there.
Good showing for Casey Monroe. She's tough.
She is.
She's tough. She was the 3rd American then. Annie. Faye's not. Faye's Canadian, right? As the debate showed.
How did I not know Faye was Canadian?
I don't know.
I mean, I know she's from Canada, but I thought she was just pure U.S. by this point.
Yeah. So I'm looking at the results. Ian and Leon finished identically. Do you think they just like
they held hands?
We're just like we're going in together. All right,
they were definitely
Ulrika,
holding hands.
12. Damn it.
She's doing. So she.
Did Casey?
What happened there?
Yeah, Casey was 12th for a second.
Wait, someone's missing.
Something just happened.
Okay, things are getting messed up.
Scrolling up the top.
Have you checked it on anyone's coverage, by the way?
It's too dark.
One's missing.
No camera footage can be.
Casey made a move, beat Ulrike. Did she save my day?
She may have.
She saved my bacon.
Your bacon is saved.
How do you prefer your bacon? Because we have a strict divide in our house between crunchy and soft.
Better not be wiggly.
Oh, I like a little.
Crunchy,
I like it fat and wiggly.
I like it too. I like it fatty and soft.
You guys have problems. No.
Ayla and I are fatty and wiggly, and the rest are crunchy. And Lisa's is like almost charred.
No, it doesn't.
I'm
It just
definitely
tastes burnt.
leaning towards Team Lisa, but that's still
Lisa also likes her burgers well done.
Oh,
and her
I
steak.
get medium well for stuff. Yeah,
what?
Medium rare for me.
Medium rare for sure. I'll get a rare steak sometimes. If it's a good cut of steak, I'll go rare.
Oh yeah, I like my
tartare.
Awesome.
Oh, tartare's tough. I can't. I would eat tartare. The wife doesn't. That's too much. She's on the end of, as like Lisa too, more well done bacon.
Yeah,
but I like it more, almost like the what are they called? Pork belly.
Yeah. So I got to make 2 pans. I bake my bacon.
Yeah, it's too much of a mess to not. So Yowie came through, and then next we have Eve. Then
what
Alex.
was Yoey's place at 13?
13th.
Yeah, I don't know what happened.
Here's what's interesting. I wanted Alex or what's her name instead of Ida. I even tried to let you guys. I petitioned to let me get off of my pick,
and we said no. So you are welcome. Yeah, you tried.
We from myself.
We set a precedent on that day. Chess rules. Well, so I don't. So,
is there a situation where Jack and I tie for the season?
points.
No, I don't think so. I think your
I
mid-season
did,
bet.
I did too well. If I was scoring like Rich today, maybe, but
We have another read drop. So they're saying non-Spartan related. Yeah, because since Jack beat me, he's gonna get a win, at least one win this, and it's gonna come down to tiebreaker points. So maybe with the how many tiebreaker points did you guys bet that one time? Was it 20?
15.
No, 1 or 2.
No, it was a lot.
No, it was like 15.
It was
It was a
ton.
swing of 30 points.
Live by the sword, die by the sword.
Rich, pull up how many points do we have so far? Like, what's the season? It was like 202.
It was like 202,
204.
204, and Brakken had
But that number is going to be important.
240 or something.
Yeah, 240. That's right. Yeah, 235. So swing that. It'd be Jack had 219. You'd have something right around there. I don't know. Actually, hold on.
Yeah, find the number.
235 minus 15. You'd have 220.
You know, if I can't win, I want to lose by my own hand.
Oh my god. The actual points before today's, Jack would have 219. Brakken, you'd have 220.
No way. And Brakken. Wait,
If Brakken wins by 2 points, he would have won outright without the bet.
Brakken wins by 3.
No,
today.
the bet's already counted into there, right?
The bet's already counted into there. So like without the bet, you'd be down by 1 point season total. So if you won today by 2 points.
Wait, period?
Yeah.
Including the
No.
bet? Oh.
Without the bet.
Oh, okay.
Without the bet,
So I
I'm
was
down
like,
by 1 point.
Bracken's going to win by 4 points today.
No, without the bet, it's like with the bet, it's like 29
20,
points difference.
25
yeah,
or
he'd have
so.
to kill you.
Well,
Hey,
I can't say I won't make the same mistake next season.
Yeah.
you got to roll the dice.
Start
gotta roll
feeling
the
your
dice.
oats. Start challenging people to things.
Jack, do you have
Yeah.
7 in? Or no? Who are you waiting for?
You have 8.
I have
you're waiting on Alex and Ona. I'm waiting on Esther and Eugenio, but I don't think that either of them are gonna finish.
I think.
I
I
wanted
will
Esther
beat
from you.
Ona.
You want to what?
I wanted Esther.
Was she out there?
There's my.
No.
Did we see Esther at all?
She said she posted a story that she was flying to the Middle East, and she said she was going to be there, and multiple other people said that as well. So. Crazy.
Jillian Heller.
Oh, Emma
Is
Chapman.
that-
I haven't seen that name.
Yeah.
Is Jillian Heller Ashley Heller's sibling?
I don't know. It says
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania, so doubtful. But Ashley's
I'm going to
be
say
my
that they are
house.
separated at birth at worst.
At worst.
Most likely.
Yeah. So
Is anyone still watching this?
There's some people. Some people are hanging in there.
rambling. Yeah.
I was saying to Jack Brakken, my initial thought was to put this out on audio for podcast, but I don't think that this would be.
This is for your Patreon only.
Yeah.
This is not valuable content for a lot of people. I think it was good to have maybe
Someone had like a 3.5 hour treadmill session to get done. Maybe.
World's toughest money to listen to it.
And most
All
of
right.
it's like indirect. It's like, oh, what's this? Oh, what's going on here? Oh, look it over
Yeah.
here.
I'm looking this up right now.
That
One
Chris Love is still out
person,
here.
one
go.
person out of 222 non-duplicate entries picked.
Only Richie Hilton
Oh
down
wait,
here.
no, it wasn't Natalia. Sorry, she got 7th. I got wrong. The actual podium. Where is it?
Thomas Peterson's been here all day. Good for him. Shouts to
Go
you.
Thomas. All right, Lindsay was picked in basically every single one of them. Surprise. Picking Annie in second, you had about 10-11% of people thought she'd get second or first.
I'm gonna pull up mine real quick.
Overwhelmingly on the ballots overall, though. So she was on. She was only on 64% of ballots. That's very surprising.
Who?
Annie.
What? What are people
That's-
doing?
I could see
Nothing.
that. You'd take Lindsay, Emma, and a foreigner.
You're not paying
No,
attention?
no, top 5.
Oh, top 5. Well, then I
It's a
can't.
contest. That's
I can't
foolish.
justify that.
I
No
did
way.
pick.
It's as bad as
Um,
betting your season away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got the first 2 right. I got 4 of the top 5 right, Jack, but not in order.
Yeah.
My headphones
So-
just died.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's when we're gonna have to everything. All power is gonna shut
Yeah.
down here.
Alyssa Petrova
in the
got
world?
15% of the votes.
I haven't wore this jacket since our City Field. I just found $30.
Nice.
What's that?
Spartan just tucked that in.
I'll give you this $30 for my 15 points back.
Nah, I'm good. Hey, there's
mean,
your
you would-
Ashley Heller points.
You'd have a net
For Alex
positive
Parker.
because since we bet, you win actually nothing here. That's what we should do next. We should crowdsource some funding for this.
Is my audio terrible now?
No, that's fine.
Do you think we were the second best broadcast for this entire thing? 'Cause I think
Who's
Cole
better?
obviously was MVP.
Come on now.
Cole. You wouldn't give
Dude,
Cole
he
the W because he was
He
actually there?
broadcasted like 3 total minutes.
Or okay,
We're on 3 hours and 35 minutes.
He might have let us see what happened, but we were interpreting Athlinks like a boss. So
Listen, at some point, we're going to get the call up to the big leagues.
yeah,
And I'm going to negotiate you guys right out of it. I'm sorry. I just want you to be upfront from the start.
yeah.
Like, gotta know where we stand, and
I'll do it for free if you don't let them on.
None of this
That's
draft
fine.
crap. So, Rich, you ended up with a score, assuming these are correct, of 82. I got 41. Brakken got 37.
Honestly, I think I'm impressed across the board.
Yeah.
I thought you have to just break triple digits to win today after all the craziness that went on.
All right, let's just grab some final thoughts. Now that we've been here this full day, Jack, you need to get back to bed.
Oh, I'm taking like an hour power nap before I start work.
37 is my best score of the year.
That's crazy that you did better here than anywhere else. Nice work.
It's
You really
also my biggest gap. I've had only 1 and 2 point wins this year.
And now you get a
dominated
4.
this.
I
That
was
one-
basically a few swing points away from not winning a single race until this one.
And we thought you were actually screwed. I was like, I don't think anyone's
Yeah.
second
think he's gonna
overall
get
pick
7.
has
Yeah.
no one's had to pick a waiver for the second pick, but I ended up having to do that as well. Just putting it out there. But I thought you were toast.
I can't say any of it was anything but luck.
So so your race is tomorrow or Sunday?
Tomorrow starts at noon.
Yeah. It starts at noon and it's 6 hours.
Noon to 6. As many
So you-
laps as you can get done.
So that you'll be headlamping it up.
Last 2 hours, it's mandatory.
Nice.
Got myself a waist light as well because there's some semi-technical descents. I want clear field of vision.
Yeah.
Listen, I've been
Nice.
working my descents for 10 weeks now.
Nice.
I plan
Feeling
to
ready?
use those babies.
Feeling excited?
Yeah. I know what's in store for 4 to 4.5 hours. And then what happens the last hour and a half to 2 hours is anyone's guess.
Yeah.
I can
You gotta run
descend
that race for Abu Dhabi.
this one 100%. Because this one, you never do any one thing for longer than 2 minutes. It's 1.1 miles. It is 2 hills on the loop for 340 feet of vert per lap. So you're either power hiking, you're bombing downhill, or you're running a 200-meter flat all day long. And I know in that style of descent, because I set something up in a park near my house at a ski hill, I can do that type of descent for 4 hours fast. I know that.
Nice.
What happens after that is the question. Do my legs break down?
Yeah. I'm feeling good about the feeling. 6 hours is long, but not incredibly long.
It's short enough. I'm going pure tailwind the whole time. I'll have 2 half shots of Perform Elite at 2 hours and 4 hours.
Gotcha.
Get some caffeine
Same
going.
here the whole time.
I'm going to start in the Evo Mafate and running them until my feet say switch, and I'm switching to Speed Goats at that point.
Gotcha.
Okay. So you still good cushion either way.
I have what are they, lock laces in both, so it's going to be a quick transition. 1.1 mile loops, so you can just fuel. My dad's going to hand me a water bottle every time I come through. I'm going to take 1 drink out of it and just drip, drip, drip all day.
Are you going to race the thing?
I'm going to empty the tank, but I'm not running a step until the race starts. It's only hip mobility and stuff. So I'm going to use the first I think 40 minutes to loosen up and learn the course, and then somewhere around 2 hours really get to work.
You know what I've been playing around with those like power breath, like those like breathing mechanic thing, like a mouthpiece that like makes it harder to breathe in and breathe out.
Mhm.
I'm talking about that actually helps warm up my respiratory system pretty well, because usually I need 14 to 20 minutes to start to actually have things feeling right.
Interesting.
Just like easy running, it actually does a pretty good job.
Wow.
That's interesting.
Did not know that.
So for something like this case, but
Yeah.
you're going to be going slow enough in the beginning that it's not going to matter that much.
Yeah, and I've done, again, all my long runs were done on the 1.1 mile 2-hill loop that I replicated. So I've been doing the exact style. I've done it like 7 or 8 times, and the moment I tip early, it's bad. So I'm gonna really hold back for an hour.
Yep.
Well, we wish you luck. Keep us updated on how it goes. Should be fun.
Thank you. I think Lisa will be for a while on the Running Public's Instagram posting some stories.
Sweet.
Cool.
We will follow. Everybody like, subscribe, wherever you get podcasts, Running Public. What is our takeaways here now? Let's do this, and then we can wrap this thing up.
Yeah, take a rest.
I think cardio is king.
Yep.
At the end of the day, the person that can run for the longest at the highest level won out again.
Mm-hmm. Like in preparation for this, do you think if we went through, do you think the top? I mean, I don't know Nikolaj, but like, do you think the volume that these athletes have put in, do you think that skews like the higher amount of volume? Do you think that skews more toward the top end finishers? Well, Annie's not a tremendously high volume athlete. I know that much. Mark Gaudet's not typically either, but he didn't do particularly well, I wouldn't say here. But out of like these 4 here,
Soto's run like a 66-minute half marathon, so he's got to put in some volume there.
he's not running nothing. Yeah, he's probably done at least 80s.
Kirk's been saying this thing that I've glamped onto. I really agree. You can always race down, but you can't race up.
Yeah.
Like you can always run a race that you don't have the speed for, but you have an abundance of endurance, but you can't move up to endurance if all you have is speed. And this race was racing up. It punched above its distance. And so I think, again, it just really rewarded the people who were over prepared for distance and suffering and climbing.
Right. So that I think that would be a takeaway for the athletes who are to, if they do repeat this venue, or something similar. It's like the volume has to be even higher than something you might be putting in for something like a Tahoe.
You almost have to prepare for it like it's just a steep mountain race.
Yeah.
It was a 3-hour power hiking competition.
Do you want to know what I think is very interesting? It seems like the sexy thing over the past few years is that downhill is what went to races didn't today.
Not this one.
No.
Not this one.
Thomas Peterson adding in some golden nuggets here.
Yeah.
We've been calling Cole DeRose the MVP, but Thomas Peterson's been the MVP.
Yeah.
I'm
Nikolaj, I know that
Ian Floyd's in the mix.
Ian Floyd's when we
Josh
do our
Chase had some good insight also.
we do our OCR SBs, we'll make sure to have a category for live
Ian
stream.
Floyd might be 6th man of the year.
Dude, coming off the bench, just heat checking.
Call him the percolator.
Just comes in firing up bombs. But yeah, I agree. The technical piece of this, because I think a lot of times that is where I know when I've tried to train for OCR specific races, it's like, okay, the technical skill of it is where I need to catch up. But this isn't necessarily like that. You probably could have done a lot of your training on a treadmill for this and done pretty well.
You could have done all your training doing walking lunges for this and done pretty well.
Yeah, that Hobie training, right? Isn't he the walking lunge master? But maybe like, put away, like, just to get into that suffering zone.
High rocks training might have been good for this.
Maybe pushing a sled for 2 hours
and weighted lunges
uphill both ways.
Yeah.
Well,
so it's interesting that the athletes that did finish at the top are the ones that are familiar, at least on the men's side, women's side.
Go to the women's right there. All right, who's the next U.S. athlete after Annie?
It was Casey, I think.
Yeah,
Casey on row 11.
So 11. Who was the top U.S. male?
It
was like
was it
Logan
Mark?
Broadbent.
like 14.
It may have been Mark. Yeah.
There's your story.
And the U.S. didn't send their absolute best, but they sent people that were all capable of beating their best on any given day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Jesse Bruce did that
Gaudet
Blue
18.
Mountain
No,
race.
14.
Yeah, Jesse Bruce was 4 minutes behind Atkins in Blue Mountain, which was a 2.5-hour race like a couple months ago.
True.
Which is crazy. You're seeing people in the low teens with 3 and 4 gaps between their overall place and their gender place.
Yeah, because of how well Lindsay and Emma and Annie did and Alyssa. Yeah.
Wild. Yep. Nikolai is one of my high risers today.
Doing it from the waiver wire.
Yep.
As always. As always said would happen.
I'm going to get waiver wire tattooed on my lower back.
No regrets, right?
Oh, man. Well, this is fun. I think
so. Overall standings for the year.
Overall standings for the year. Yeah, let's see. Jack, what was your point total?
Brakken 37, me 41, you 82.
No, I didn't ask for my point total.
Well, I'm giving you all of them.
So if you add ours together,
we did better than Rich with 14 people.
Barely.
That's
barely.
Really not the question.
Yeah, I know. Rich, yeah. Brakken, I'm going to add your entire team, not including Chris Rogloski, and you got 92.
Yeah, bitch, take that.
I don't see Esther or Eugenio. I didn't see him, period, in any of the results. But
Jack, how many points did you have?
41.
All right, so Jack.
In a traditional championship, you finish off and there's a playoff, there's a tournament, and you gotta say the team that came in with the most steam, the dangerous team, was coming for you, Jack. So you might have hung on because you made a silly bet, but we know who the people's champ is.
The people's champ. Well, I guess we got to do this again in 2022.
You ran out of season.
2022.
So it looks like, Jack, you finished a record of 6-5 with a point total of 245. Brakken, you were also 6-5 with a record of 274 with the tiebreaker score.
Rich, what were you?
Just 4-8. 4-8 tiebreaker.
4-8.
Doesn't.
And I started out 0-4.
You did.
Yeah, momentum.
Yeah, you did. So you won 6 out of 7.
Yeah.
Pretty solid. The Duke can learn. Duke can learn, can adapt.
Nice. It's a lot of luck. A lot of waiver wire luck.
That's how it works.
Yeah. Thank Woodsy. That's the reason why you got to pick up some of these people. So
one more read bomb. He's gonna go practice some sand dune.
All right,
cool.
Josh. I'm gonna guess you're gonna get 5.5 miles, Josh.
You would have done well.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta go eat.
All right,
I gotta go meet up with VJ and Nick Riker.
Wow, that's gonna be something.
Yeah.
Post on social. Subscribe to the
VJ says, "All right, we can run tomorrow, but what are we doing tonight, boys?" This was last night. And Nick, actually, I have a date.
Oh.
And
Riker still on? How'd it go? It's dropping.
I will update.
Drop in the comments how your date went, Riker. I know you're listening, kind of. He's probably working, but still listening.
Yeah, he's got the new puppy also, so that's going to increase his dating.
It's already on his profile, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's going to get a lot more dates, and still just it's going to be a lot of one and done.
Same result.
Yeah. The puppy, unfortunately, is at his parents' house right now.
It's a numbers game, though. You know, you just gotta churn through.
Volume
it's like solution gold.
Yep.
All right.
We'll end it on that.
Enjoy it, guys.
See you, squad.
All right. Good season, guys. See ya.